Oh, good morning. Good morning. Let me figure out how to take that down for a second. It's going to take me a second though, because, because. Annotate, clear all. There we go. That's off now. I've got book map up. I've got a couple of screens up. I see all the time frames. Before we talk about any of that stuff, Miss Barbara, can you pretty please check our heart and then we will get started?
I sure will. Good morning, everyone. I will go ahead and get started. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our lives. Father, we thank you, Lord, because your word says, Father, if we seek you first, Father, in your righteousness, that things would be added to us, Father, that we continue to know that, Lord, that you will continue to bless us, that we be a blessing to others. We thank you, Lord, that you said that you would supply all of our needs, Father, according to your riches and glory in Christ Jesus, we pray. And we thank you, Lord, for your Holy Spirit that continues to protect us and guide us, Father. We thank you for your wisdom. We thank you, Father, as we study to show ourselves approved, Father, that you just continue to just be a blessing in our lives. We thank you, Lord, for that you would just guide this session today, Father. We thank you, Lord, for all that you do. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay, guys. Well, we're a little bit bigger today than we have been in quite a while. So you guys know I'm a trader, fintech developer, financial, lots of things at this point, license and all the things. But Uncle P, he knows how to bring people in like no other. So with that said, we've got a ton of people in here and it's super exciting. I'm going to slow down to get fast, right? So that's it. There's just going to be so many questions. If you have questions, please put them in the chat and we will get to them. I'll scroll all the way to the very top to get to them, write them all down, get them organized so I can do my best to make sure I help you guys set up for success. But good morning to all of our tried and true, the people who have just stuck with us. I mean, you guys are the real deal. So the real Midas touch is 100% you guys. William, Barbara, Barika, Cordelia, Scott, just future millionaire. You guys are it. So welcome, welcome. I again am gonna slow down to get fast. So sorry for the soccer lingo. By the way, we won our first soccer game for the little team we coach on the weekend. We beat the Giants because that team is giant compared to ours. So that was a good weekend overall. But bear with me while I try to find this thing I created. And it's going to be a work in progress. Okay. I'm going to build onto it, but it's going to be a good start. So that's what we're going to do is go over that first and just to answer a few of the questions and then we'll answer a few more. So before we get started, typically I would not waste time with this. I jump straight into the charts, but we're going to have something that kind of auto plays at the beginning. This way it saves us questions. It saves us problems. So I not don't have all this filled out yet, and I don't want to partial out the screen share at the time. Obviously, we have to have the disclaimer that says trading is high risk, period, across the board. Nothing that we talk about here is financial investment advice. It's for entertainment and education purposes only. I trade high risk, high reward strategies. You can adopt according to yourself, but 100% all of these classes, tools with any of this is 100% up to you. So if you're going to apply them, if you're going to use them, you've got to get good at that. And it's not going to be easy. If it was that easy, everybody would have a Maserati. So don't let the internet fool you. It's not the case. So next, obviously, futures is expensive to get into. For those of you guys who don't know, even in the last few weeks, two, three, four, $5,000 wasn't enough to trade on live money because the margin requirement is, fluctuating so much, especially in this wild market. Having said that, props are really cheap. I have been a longtime advocate for live money over props. I never really did a bunch of props and futures. It was never my goal, never my purpose. It was my money or private money because that's a lot easier to make money with. In the future space, it's a little bit different. Having said that, these prop firms are hard. So before you listen to any whiner and loser on the internet who says they're all a scam, and I think some of them are set up pretty scammy, don't get me wrong, most of them are saying such because they can't pass the rules and they can't read the rules. So it's your job 100%. You don't get to ask me what Apex's rules are. You don't get to ask anybody in the class or the community or on the website or in Futrix or in 6FTC. 100% up to you. Those rules are changing. Some firms like Take Profit Trader, they're staying the same. They're getting a lot of credit for that. But other firms, hey, new rule this week. Like we have no control over that. So 100%, that's up to you. The ones that I use the most are Take Profit Trader, Blue Guardian, and of course Apex. For all of those, use 6FTC. We will be giving away free platforms every single week. So make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and doing all the things. And as we grow, I've got a ton more prizes. So we've got a lot of big goals this year in terms of impact and everything else, which is super exciting. And I think this Futrix is going to be a good vehicle and a good collaboration that lets us accomplish that. But I digress. Platforms are hard. Okay. Make money, don't make money. There's a lot of rules. There's contract sizes. There's drawdown intraday, daily. There's so many different variables. They are hard. However, at 30 bucks, okay, Apex right now is a $33 account. Blue Guardian, I think, is 50. Take Profit Trader, I think, is about 100 with all the best promos. Mind you, this one has an activation fee. These ones don't have activation fees. This one you get a free one, so it equals to be about 50. For 50 to 100 bucks, so 50 to 200 bucks with activation fees, that's a really cheap way to go get access to two or $3,000 worth of capital because that's what you're really trading. And the account size might say 50K, but you're actually only playing with two or 3,000. And people need to know that because they're trying to treat it like it's 50K and then they're like, oh, I made 10,000. That's not the thing. And in fact, doing that's not going to help you get a payout with most of these firms. So you need to know that two, three, $400, whatever that is, depending on the firm you're choosing, to get access to a couple of thousand is a very cheap buy-in. But you got to hold yourself accountable, create a budget of what you can afford per month. Please don't be buying 50 accounts when you haven't proven you have the skill set to pass and or get a payout. The idea is get a couple of accounts, try out a couple of platforms, plan on failing. Okay, and I know I'm not the good salesperson here, but you're probably going to fail a little. And if you can't stomach that, you're in the wrong room. You're in the wrong industry because failing is going to be part of it. Sorry, not the sexy part. Having said that, once you get those payouts, the end goal should remain to put it in your own account because that you can definitely withdraw. That the rules don't change. That provided you had the same risk management, you're definitely getting your money. So for that, I don't have a lot of referrals or anything like that. The one I use and had to fight tooth and nail to get was AMP. They do have MT5 and TradingView connections, but that should answer most of the questions of everything you need to know. AMP is my go-to for live. Optimus Prime, I hear good things, but I don't have a very long-term relationship with them to be talking about them long-term. And of course, these three. There are 1,000 other prop firms that pop up. Be careful. They may or may not pay. Their rules may or may not fluctuate. I have no control over that. So 100% up to you. And as you buy those, make sure you use code 6FTC because I want to get Futrix and 6FTC to be one of the bigger futures industries on the market. And that's really the goal. So I'm going to stop that. Opening bell is coming. And unlike what Uncle P does in his YouTubes that he's been sharing, we trade a little bit earlier on opening bell. So I may or may not get to all of this perfectly, but typically what I do when I come to the market is I'm checking all of my data, I'm checking all of the things. But I also, we on class time, we use MES, MNQ, MY, because it's smarter. And it's fun to make money on minis, but it's also very, very risky. So what I always do when I come to the chart, you'll notice I don't have a lot on here. I have stuff that really lines up with my JGX, strategy. We've got the breakout strategy, and we have one more thing that's going to be released in the next few months. That gives three solid strategies to use. But for now, we're just going to be going over the breakout. Every day when I come in here, I usually mark up pre-market high and pre-market low. So this is going to be a crash course, but we're going to do it. Actually, we're very likely not going to get to mark up everything. For the most part, I trade a lot of ES. And sadly, I'm going to erase all of our previous take profits. We hit them pretty regularly. And I'm going to clear all my drawings so they're all gone now. This is the 30-minute time frame. I need to know where market is going before I can know this is Monday's high, right? So I make that to be Monday's high. Those are my targets, right? Those are my targets, and or am I going the right direction? Those are how I know where I'm going. So that's Monday's high. Pre-market high is from 4 a.m. Okay. We need pre-market low. That's red. And we need Monday's low. Gonna be pretty close to the same. We got that. This is MES. So now we know as we break out where our next targets are going to be. We know where we're looking for. If we break below pre-market low and Monday's low, we know we've got, the sky is the limit in terms of breaking this little trend that we already have kind of going up. Although we're sitting in this pretty good holding pattern on the bigger time frame. We're pushing up right now. I sadly got knocked out of my buys on my take profit and Apex accounts that I've managed through Ninja Trader, but I'm still holding it on my Blue Guardians. So there's that. It's opening bell now, so I'm not going to go pop around to all the other pairs to mark up pre-market high and pre-market low. Yes, right now they're moving the same, but no, they will not always be. Yes, they will fluctuate. You can't always count on taking the buy, sell, buy. But this tool right here, there is a video on the site. Please make sure you go there. There is a video posted in Discord if you're here through 6FTC that kind of just goes over uses. And I've got this really cool thing. We've got it all built to be, I haven't released this yet, but I will. Completely automatable. So I'm so excited. So excited. But we've got a minute left on this candle. How you use this breakout indicator is 100% up to you. You can turn it into a script. You can put it during times that's convenient for you. I like a lot of different times per day, technically speaking, like a ton of them. I like to try to avoid all the chaos if I can. Can't always, sadly. Very sadly, but I do try when possible. Let's see. 53 seconds left on the first 2-minute candle. We're forming a doji. I really want to see what happens. Ultimately, I can take the break of the actual zone itself. I can wait for us to break and retest. I can wait for the candle to close, but sometimes that close might have already got me the points I need for the day, and then I'm done. So you can do 15-minute time frame with a smaller time frame candle. Your options are endless, and I would implore you personally to not just follow me, the next guy, or any one person, but to find one that works best for you, and then don't overtrade it. So 15 seconds left on this candle. We're breaking to the upside. I'm looking to take out not only this is the 1 hour range, but also the highs, which this might be a little off. This is pre-market high. That's 3 a.m. actually. So 4 a.m. The highest part after 4 a.m. is going to be in and around here. So kind of closer. And there we go. First 2-minute candle range is done. We do look like we have a lot of pressure to the upside. That's our buy. We've broken out. You can put your stop. I'm not going to get a chance to re-enter this. I'm not going to get to. As you break, you can literally put a pending order here and you can take it into this range. This is your stop loss or down here. Typically what I'm doing, not just too fast, is I don't mind if prices come in, the price comes down in here and wicks around, but I'll just take it up. I sadly am not in this trade. How crappy. Too late. Too late. But that's okay. I was too busy yapping. But we'll talk about a couple different uses on this strategy and this tool for today, I suppose. I'm already again holding my Blue Guardian on 3 accounts. I'm okay with that. I really wanted this on my Take Profit and Apex accounts, but didn't get there in time. So it is what it is. Ah, my screen looks different. Indicator not working. Okay, hold on. Which is fine. No graphic. Do you guys see anything now? You might have to scroll from left to right on the Zoom window. Price should be the exact same. If you're on MES or if you're on ES, price, this is the futures market. It's highly regulated. Its price should be the exact same. Let's see. Everyone in a meeting.
Unless you don't have an account on a true broker, in which case you may have delayed data.
Any data. All right. Well, today's a perfect let me be your support team day. I see everything looks normal for me. Thank you, Brika. You are my hero.
Also, Jimmy, are you recording? I was trying to message you a couple times.
On YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm so sorry if I didn't see it. I definitely didn't see a private DM unless you sent it somewhere else. Hold on. But yeah, so we're streaming on YouTube, so this will be recorded. I will answer every question. Let's talk about the strategy, the tools. I sadly missed my buy up. We came back down to retest. This is only the 2-minute time frame. So again, the options are endless here. I could speak for probably 5 hours on that, but I'm not going to. As we entered here, you can take a buy and literally trail since you're not waiting for the close, right? Literally trail this up, take what you can get. As you come back down and retest that 50%, you're not closing on the other side, you can take another entry. If you have a bigger time frame analysis and you're saying, hey, wait, I believe this has a little bit more room, I personally have mental stop losses, meaning I'm not going to drop my stop loss here. I'm going to let price kind of come in and out. I want it to close on the other side of the mid range or the actual range. And that's all I'm using. Like very, very simple. I can do 2 minutes for the most part is what I do. 3, 5, 15, all of those time frames. But I like to try to get my monies. If I need a couple of entries, I can take up to 3 and then I'm done. That's it. And the way you do that, you've got 100% of options. But now that the 2-minute range is formed, even the 5-minute range is formed, we still have 9 minutes left on the 15-minute range. Let's see if we can't wick up a little bit higher on the 15. Hopefully take out that high. That's what I'd like to see happen, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Not a good trading day. Well, didn't trade it. But I am holding a buy on my Blue Guardian account. There's that. There is that. 5-minute, we're still in that opening range on ES, on MNQ. So there on MYM. Much wickier range. Interesting. And gold. Looking to sell down on that 5-minute gold, even just to take the 1R. So here's how I would set this up. 5-minute time frame. I would have my mental stop at that 50% or at the other side of the range. Okay, my mental stop meaning I don't mind if price comes and wicks into this area as long as we're not closing above it or here. Because I don't want to get wicked out on some foolery candle. I want to be able to say, hey, I can hold this trade. So mental stop here or here, letting it kind of wick around and not necessarily take me straight out. I know that's also risky because if we get one of these enormous candles, you're going to get your butt handed to you. But I find even through like TradeZella and tracking, the times I get wicked out and the opportunity cost that costs me long term exceeds the times that you get the big candle that you can't control. So it's a risk you got to take. And that's what this would look like. Of course, I'd be targeting the lows and then pre-market low. As long as we're continuing below. And my areas of interest, pretty simple. Simple, simple. But seeing as how I missed my MES trade, so rude. This is a good setup. You got your gold. I don't even think I have gold connected through. Hold on. I don't even have gold connected to my Ninja Trader in terms of GC. What is that? GCJ? GCM? Let's try. I'm only going to do one. I'm going to do on the 8-4 account. And I don't have any preset up management for that either. Because I've got preset management and all the things that I need to get what I need out of this. So like I have something that will automatically kind of trail me down a little bit. It does hurt sometimes in terms of it knocks me out before it should, but it also protects me with rules like Apex, where you have that intraday trailing drawdown. So I'm up, I'm trading it. I'd have to pull that on screen. And I will. I will. Let's manage that. But I've got my gold trade. So this will either win, lose, or draw. As you come into profit, depending on which prop firm you're using, you really need to protect that profit, even if it means you keep taking little baby base hits, because some of the prop firms you will have failed if you let this run in your favor and come back and hit your stop loss. Again, those are all rules that you're going to have to learn that no one else can be responsible for. No one else. For anyone not using a prop firm or live brokerage account like AMP Futures, you will have to purchase data on TradingView. Otherwise, you will not have real-time data. $7. William, you're up. This trade is on Trade of 8, so I can't see how many points, but you're up. You're up. No matter what, now you're locking profit. And ES is still going. And I missed it. I'm going to drag my take profit down a little bit. Targeting closer to in here. Let's go. New share. Okay. Find out. Hold on, let me go stop share for a second. Trade of eight. I gotta log into my trade of eight. Maybe. Just so it's on screen, hopefully. Although typically I wouldn't be trade of eight. I'm gonna do this one. Copy. Choose account, got it. Take profit. There we go. Sorry, hold on 1 second. I'm getting there. 1 second. Zoom is gonna freeze up. Go back to new share. Go to that and go to gold. This is on a funded account. Just one. I missed my ES trade, sadly, so we're doing this one. It is what it is. And I'm gonna keep moving this down. And we'll protect it soon. When you're funded, a lot of these accounts, you can't just make an endless amount. You have some 20% consistency rule, you have some 30% or 10%, like depending on which account you buy, some of them are redonkulous. You're better off getting a few base hits on the day, which might be $1,000. It might be, $200. It might be 300, 400, $500. And that's literally all you need, especially if you're trading 50K accounts. Especially if you're trading 50K accounts. That's that. And it's done. My entry was late. I was trying to log into the right account because I don't have this hooked up through my NinjaTrader. I took off everything on NinjaTrader except for ES because too many dumb copy trading mistakes. And I was like, okay, that's not worth all that headache. But that's that. That's our one trade on the day. I did not get my MES, sadly, although it's working out beautifully. You hit your target. The next target's going to be way up here. I did not get into it enough or quickly enough on time enough. Just wasn't in the cards. So that's okay. It is okay. Be targeting here, and as the 15-minute range forms, you can look for a retest and take an additional entry, or you can keep trading it up at least into here. So that's going to give you a little bit more. But I sadly missed this because I was yapping. Yapping. That's gold. One trade. We've got, what is that, a minute left on this candle? This is on the 15-minute time frame. We expect the 15-minute time frame to kind of pull back a little bit into this zone. So you can say, hey, I've made my $300 on the day, I'm going to close it, right? You can say, hey, I'm going to lock it. The only problem with that is when you pull back up, a lot of those prop firms, that hurts your daily drawdown situation that you have. And sadly, I am up on my Blue Guardian 500 account, $500 per account, 4 accounts. That was pre-market. Pre-market trade, baby. Pre-market, just using our other strategy. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over all that. I feel like there's probably a crap ton of questions that are going to be better off. Let's get that going. I'm going to be going live on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every day this week as Futrix launches, as we are getting ready to release the actual strategy build for this indicator that you guys have access to in 6FTC, as we get ready to do a ton of things. So I suppose 15-minute range is just now forming. It's getting ready to close. I'm not willing to give that back. So off screen, I'm going to put buy stop. And you'll see it appear there. So hopefully 2 minutes. It's above that candle. 1 minute. It should be just above this wick. That's where I've got that placed. So hopefully we don't come back into there, but we'll see. We'll see. Pull that down a smidge. Let it keep coming. Let it keep coming is the idea. That is strange. Got 360, and that's one contract. Very, very simple. You won't always win. It will be hard. You got to learn how to have losing days, losing trades, because that's how you break the prop firm accounts. That's how you break your personal account too, is not learning how to close in the red. Otherwise, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Very, very. But okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about trades today. I will talk to you guys about my entire process in terms of, because we've been doing futures now in the advanced membership group now for quite a few, I don't know, 7, 8 months, little close to a year, coming up on a year. So we've been doing the dang thing. We've got a really good system, a really good strategy in place. And what's possible, of course, if you don't like futures and you say, hey, look, I'm very comfortable with my what you call it, my Forex account, you can definitely do that. 100% you're able to do that. Just take these trades. So that's S&P, that's NAS, that's US 30, and that's gold, right? That's all it is. Cool. Done. Easy, easy peasy. Easy, easy. You don't have to necessarily use any platform. And of course, you can trade on TradingView, Trade of 8, NinjaTrader, Project X, MT5 on some of these. You guys get the idea. With that said, let's start with questions. This is going to be questions galore. Questions, questions. Let me go to the chat. There we go. I've got the chat up. 15-minute range is now formed. A lot of people use orb and the 15-minute range breakout. So plan for the pullback and then take the direction. Well, let's start from the very, very top. Why don't I see the indicator on the chart except for the 15? That's your settings. So starting at the top, if you have questions, comments, raise your hand and we will get through every single one of them one by one. And then within a few weeks, hopefully, I'll have hammered out all this stuff and we'll just be trading a lot smoother, much, much smoother. But if you have a question, raise your hand. Otherwise, I'm going to start at the top. So good morning to everybody. That is a good song, Liz. A great song. Good morning. Good morning. Starting at the very top, I'm assuming, make sure you establish the rules. So this is being recorded. Check. Yes. So, yes, good question, Liz. TradingView currently has a promotion right now, so it's a great time to go in and get your discounted whatever price. I think it's actually pretty good. I think it's comparable to their Black Friday sale. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you do. Technically, the way I'm building this and the next release will have everything in there that maybe if you want to say, hey, look, I'm trying to do this for free or for cheap on TradingView, you technically can because you won't need a whole bunch of other indicators. But again, you need to check with TradingView of what's allowed because in terms of how many alerts they allow and how many indicators they allow and templates they allow, I think are the biggest differences. And there's some other like snazzy things you get access to, but most of them are not, they're not like something you desperately need in general. So that's that. You don't technically need to upgrade, but if this is going to be your industry, I would say you definitely want to treat it like a business and say, wait, I'm going to pick one or two, well, one mentor or one or two strategies, right? One mentor and just here's how I'm going to go about this and create a budget. I'm going to allow myself to buy one or two challenges a month. And that's it. So if you fail them, you're not allowed to buy no more. Don't become a gambler. I'm allowed to buy TradingView. I'm allowed to buy this tool or, I want this, as a strategy or I want this. Create your budget and then don't go over it. Just trade it that way for 6 months, 12 months, and you will be in a great position because some of these gamblers on YouTube are spending, God almighty, probably close to 20 or 30,000. Like if we're doing the math, okay, if we're mathing together, they're spending that much on a couple month basis or on a month basis on all these challenges. So be careful. Don't give back more than what you think don't do it all. But two indicators, so not necessarily. You don't need to upgrade. That's correct. I don't see anything. I'm guessing you can see something now. Graphics are there. Indicator works. It's your settings. I hope you watched the video. Indicator not working. My candles are past the blue line. Cool. Cool. Hold on.
Jenny, I'm sorry, but there are people struggling to get in the link in the super easy chat. Me, me just managed to get in. They are struggling. They can't get in. Thank you.
So the super easy, so basically Uncle P has it set up to where there's no chat. So no chat at all, which to be transparent, I'm 100% for. Communities have so like there's a blessing, don't get me wrong. Wait, sign up for the future. I noticed the payment screen, but it gave me an error. I received no confirmation. So to somebody who just signed up, maybe Miss Donna can go check that. But to somebody who just signed up, they might have to wait until tomorrow because I can't promise how quickly that goes through or not. Like, so I don't know how quickly they're going to have access to the website and whatever else. But Sherry said, yes, the link is in there. My link and Uncle P's link should be there. Uncle P's link won't be live for 2 weeks though. So that should answer that at least. Okay, Francisco got out with $505 profit. Good for the day. You're my favorite human. Good job. Now don't go back and take another trade. That's the hard part. Don't have a zone there. Michelle says I definitely don't have a zone there. M15, nothing happening. Okay, now I'll take all the hand raises and all the questions. I'm still holding this MES trade on whatever. But that's was pre-market. So pre-market.
Miss
Pre-market.
Jenny,
Yep, coming out. Let's take the first questions. I'm here.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm so glad to be in your class. This is
Hi.
wonderful.
I'm
I asked a question about the trading view. I just wanted to know, just to get the indicator on the chart, what would be appropriate, the best option, just to do what you're doing. I didn't want to do too much, but then again, I don't want to be, I want to get that real time in there so I can be as accurate as possible. So that's why I was trying to gauge which option I should choose. And you said the $7 one, right?
yeah, that's for data. The $7 one is for the data, right? The CME data.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you definitely need data. So one way or another, you can see how this says delayed. If you guys' charts are having a different price, it's because your data is delayed. It's because you're not logged into
Oh,
a paper trading account or you're not logged into a Tradeovate account, but you need the data for real. You definitely need some data.
okay. Yeah, because I could buy the next step up, but I just said, let me check with Miss Jenny first to make sure I'm
All
just
right.
right as far as what I should get.
I just want to confirm, you're talking about the data, right? Trading view plans
Yes, but yes, ma'am. Yes,
and
ma'am.
not the plans, because those are separate. So let's just go to this real quick, just so you guys can see. I have the big package on TradingView. So there is a big sale right now you guys can definitely use,
Hmm.
but none of this is about their data. So do you need this? Technically, no, because you get already for free. Well, they're raising this all the time at this point, but you get already for free your two charts that you need. So if you really want this plan, by all means, you can get this or this. I would say we don't want a bunch of expenses. We don't want to put, I'm out on
Right.
gold. I hit my gold target. We don't want, I don't want people to come into this and they see something on YouTube and we all do it. I mean, we're like, okay, I'm going to do this. And they end up spending 4 grand when they're just trying to make two, you know?
Yeah,
So
yes.
put your budget together. I don't get to decide. Some of you guys have tons of disposable income. Some of you guys don't. So figure out what your budget is and say, wait, I can afford to invest $400 or $500 into this future skill per month. That's going to give you one or two 50K challenges or whatever. It's going to give you your Futurix membership or your 6 FTC or whatever. It's going to give you trading view and maybe data and maybe one tool or something you saw that you wanted to get. And that's it. And then don't
Okay.
spend any more than that because people are going to be spending. They're going to say, well, just because somebody's willing to sell you something doesn't mean you need to buy it. Okay. Maybe that's the takeaway.
Okay. Okay. So to make sure I understand, what I wanted was a nice mix between real time, and getting the indicators. And that's why I was trying to gauge which package I should get because I don't want any lagging, with the price, with this strategy that we're working on. I want to make sure it's going at the right, pace and time as it's happening.
You will get the data if you're logged in to like Tradeovate, for example. So you can sign up for these if you want, but you get data if you're logged into Tradeovate. If you're logged into AMP, you get the data already on this.
Okay. Okay. Okay, because I wasn't too familiar with TradingView, so I said I better ask my questions before I assume, you know.
Okay, no, that's a great question. Great question. In the chat, we've got for live accounts, what's a good amount to start with? Invisible Ghost. Honestly, if you had asked me 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have said 3 grand is, it's low. I'm not going to lie, it's high risk, but doable. Now, given the market conditions we're in, I'd say 5 grand is bare minimum, and that's probably not enough. Because when I say you can't even open an MES, and notice it's M, not it's still the little ones, not the big ones. Okay, this is the contract value.
Thank you
So
for your patience, sir.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was unmuted. My apologies.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So MES, the point value is $5. ES, the point value is $50, right? So when I say you can't even open an MES or a couple of MES contracts on a couple of thousand right now because of the huge market swings we're having, I mean, you probably need to have a good 5,000 of your own money to be able to play. Now, as things cool back down, you technically can open some orders on 2,000 or so, but you still need room to trade it. So, I mean, 2 or 3,000 is bare minimum and will not work right now on some of these brokers because they're limiting margins so much due to the big swings. Um, but that's about what you're looking for is 2 to 3,000 minimum on normal conditions, 5,000 minimum in today's conditions. 5,000.
And I would pipe in and say, for heaven's sakes, if you're brand new to this strategy, don't think about what you need for a live trade. Think in terms about trading this demo, and you'll find out really fast how much you need, how quickly you can execute on these, because sometimes you will have to execute very quickly with the right lot sizing, and get used to it in demo. And then you'll have a really good idea what your win rate is and how much you can risk on a trade.
That's
And
a
that
good,
will give you your account size.
that's a great point.
It's an excellent point, Scott, because I think people are looking at, not, no pun intended, what Uncle P is doing and thinking they're just going to walk into this thing. But if you don't have the capital, you're not going to be able to do it, because this is not a joke. It moves so goddamn fast on you. You can blink your eye and you can be down $200 or $300 in a
Two,
blink
three
of an eye.
hundred. You could be
Yeah.
down
Oh,
$30,000.
I know. I'm just using that. Yeah. I didn't want to
You,
scare anybody, but you could be down, $1,500 in the blink of an eye. This
Yeah,
yeah, if
thing
you
moves.
are expecting to be trading micros and you
Yeah.
trade an E-mini by accident and you get a big candle spike. I mean, I've seen those things move as fast as you can move a cursor.
Yes, that happened to me
yeah.
when I first got my app account. I
Wait,
thought I
wait.
was in the micro and I was in the E-mini. That thing moved $500 on me. I was sitting there trying to figure what the heck just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that's when the margins were low. So now these margins are up here now. Man, you got to have some capital to work with this.
Yeah,
But it's
and
it's
there
a
are
beautiful
no
thing.
do-overs.
No,
You're sending
no,
some video. Hold on.
no honor among thieves. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, so that's a good time to reiterate. At the beginning, I went over this little spreadsheet. I will update it. I'm going to clean it up and make it really pretty for you guys. But here's the reality. I'm going to say again, anybody who's worked with me for many years knows I was never an advocate or a speaker about props. Okay, period, across the board. I found ways to get my own capital. I used my own capital to get success in trading. I ended up with private money deals in terms of trading, but I never liked props because I felt like the rules were just to set up to cost you money, right? These prop firms are making millions of dollars a day. I'm going to say it one more time. These prop firms are making millions of dollars a day. I said a day, guys, a day. Okay. Now, I said the negative. I also said it's your responsibility to know the rules. Okay. You don't get to call them a scammer because you don't know how to read the rules. Okay. That's not fair. The rules are tricky and everyone has different rules. But I'm not even talking about going to make it big with a prop firm. I do have some big aspirations there myself, but what I would like to see people do is take something like Blue Guardian, $50 or whatever. It's $50 once you pass and you get the buy one, get one free thing, right? And no activation. $100 on Take Profit Trader, no activation, right? Easy payout rules. So for $100, you get access to $3,000-ish of capital, or 2,000 or 2,500-ish of drawdown amount. So I'm hoping people use it as a learning ground, because once you learn, hey, I was too slow and too talking and too laggy this morning, but ES played out perfectly. So this would have been my signature trade this morning. Okay. 2-minute time frame. Cool. Not always perfect. I would have taken that first entry and babied it. And as this candle closed above, I would have taken this one because we closed back in. And if I was a little late, I'm in back here. I get this whole trade. This split between a couple of accounts, you're looking at a several $1,000 day. Look, I'm not preaching $50,000, $20,000, $10,000 days. I'm talking a few thousand split between a lot of different accounts. And then you're not breaking any rules and you're done. And it took you 2 minutes. You didn't even have to wait for the, 45-minute candle to come out, and you're done. And then gold was a good setup. We went to, where is it? This one, where we have it marked up. Okay. So we came down, locked it a little bit too much, loosened it. I took another entry as we retested and formed this little flag doohickey. So I got, a total of, and this one's not mirrored because I don't have it connected for mirroring on NinjaTrader. So this is only on one funded account, but this is worth $500 with mistakes while yapping, okay? On a funded account, not a eval. So not a bad way to be. You got your one, kind of come in here, loosened it a little bit, got knocked out when I loosened it and tightened it back up here, took another re-entry, got in a little bit, and there you go. Done. You made your money and you're done. Now, if you lost, here's the hard part, especially with the props. No one wants to have a red day. And then they go and they're like, let me make it up. Let me make my $200 back, my 500. Let me fix this account. Let me do it. I'm like, they're freaking out. And then they blow the account. So I just don't want people doing that with props. I want them to buy 1 or 2 challenges or a couple of challenges a month, depending on what your budget is, and use it as a training ground. And if you get a payout, or as you save up your 3 to 5,000, put it in your own account, because then you've made your own $500. You can definitely withdraw today. No babies. You can definitely withdraw it today. So definitely. Oh, okay. Wait, all these people who made money, I need you to go put that somewhere for me. I don't know where, but maybe Rika, you can take screenshots of that in the chat for the community, and I'll see if Uncle P wants to put something on the website for you guys. I'm sure he would like that, because I know he don't want no Telegram group, and I'm 100% on board with that. My lines are not.
Miss
Go ahead, come on out.
Miss Jenny, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I got on late because I was confused as to I was trying to get in Uncle Pete's Zoom, but in any case, um, I don't know what you already covered, but my main question, real quick, was um, what are we using to be able to make real money on trade? Are we actually trading through TradingView or another platform? Or that's where I'm kind of confused as how you making money. Strategy itself, I can pretty much go over there by watching your videos, but how are you actually trading to make real money on
Okay,
here?
so real money. This is a great question, and maybe I'll see if the team can't clip this out so we can type it up, because I'm better at talking than typing. But again, I'm going to say Uncle P is phenomenal at what he does. Okay. He's phenomenal at all of the YouTube and the sales and he's great at there. I'm really good at this side of stuff. So when I tell you I don't trade live on TradingView anymore, it's probably the least sexy comment any of you guys want to hear, and I'm really sorry. I'm sorry in advance. But I don't take trades on TradingView anymore because, hold on, log out. Let's go to paper trading, connect. Um, let me get out of that account and come into here, because the lag. So I've spent a hefty pretty penny on, let's go to a pair we don't have a trade on right now. I've spent a hefty amount of money on testing. And when I was testing things like Project X. For those of you guys don't know, Top Step uses that quite often. Blue Guardian uses that quite often. It's TradingView based. It has really cool management. So like Unlike other platforms, it actually has a stop loss and a take profit instead of like a pending order and a pending order, which means it erases perfectly. So I know I'm about to bombard you guys with a ton of information. So be prepared, take notes, get ready for your questions. But Project X.
Is this being recorded? I'm
This
sorry.
is recorded. Nope, yep, this is definitely recorded. So Project X is a great platform. However, their fills are slower. Okay. If you go watch price move on Project X or volume, what is it? Volume something, volume SYS, some whatever that is, volume X or whatever that is, you're gonna see candles. I'm gonna go to the 30-second chart just so you guys can get an idea. You're going to see price moving vastly different. So CME, it's going to be pretty close to the exact same. This is a regulated industry. You don't have near as much of the same problems you had in Forex in terms of slippage and funky price manipulation. It's going to be the same. However, the fills and the speed in which of these things happen is very, very different. So Project X uses a plugin to TradingView. It's definitely not a bad way to be. It's where I kind of put my, hey, I want to leave a trade on overnight. That's what I use my Blue Guardian for. I want to loosely manage it and just let's say I took my JGX trade. For those of you guys who don't know, very simple strategy. And I took it and I wanted to let it run for the vast part of New York. I'm going to take it there because of the way it fills and the way it moves. But their fills are different. Now let's get to Tradeovate. If you go watch price on Tradeovate, it does this. It looks like this right now. So the side looks like this right now. It's not so still. It's very, very fast. So it's moving a lot faster. Not only is the data a little faster on Tradeovate, but so are the fills. So if I take a trade here, it's multiple seconds delayed from where price is actually at, number one. And it's multiple ticks delayed. I'm not going to say full points. I mean, in today's market, probably full points because we're moving so darn much. But in general, it's multiple ticks delayed. So those are two reasons. But the third reason I don't take trades on TradingView, like I might log into it here just so you guys can see the order, or it gives you guys the joy you need to get from seeing, hey, she took the trade too. But truthfully, the other problem is this is a demo account. Okay. Where are we on the chart right now? This is MNQ. I'm just going to buy it. Okay. Oh God, the lag. Ugh. Hold on. The lag. Yeah, that's another thing. Not now. Let's find out. Hold on. Hopefully that went through because you guys saw me press buy, but there's a lag, especially on some of these accounts. It's a big lag. Let me log in again, connect. Go figure. Okay. Well, I can't even demonstrate that at this very second. Maybe somebody's in there trying to do stuff to log in to like, hold on. I'll try this one more time because I do want to show you. Paper trading, connect. But here's another big reason why, and this is the biggest reason. Okay, this is again paper trading account. So this trade wins, losers, draw, doesn't matter. When I drag these on the screen, okay, stop loss, take profit. There we go. The way that these paint and the way that these stay on other platforms. So let's say I'm in a buy right now and I have a sell stop for my take profit and a sell limit, if I'm saying that right, for my stop loss, okay? The problem is these pending orders also don't disappear when they're left on TradingView. So let's say you're logged into TradingView from your Tradeovate account and you accidentally, maybe off screen, maybe price had moved so much you didn't see that order up there, right? And let's say you closed this, okay? Sometimes this order way up there that you didn't even see is still on screen, like it's still here, which means it violates all your prop firm rules and it violates all of your account. Or maybe you took a trade that, this was supposed to be a sell. We took it and we just kept going through it. So now you blew your account in drawdown or whatever else. I don't like taking trades on TradingView because A, the speed of execution is wrong. B, the orders and the way that I'm going to do this a little bit differently. This is not going to be enough, but I'm just going to click on that just so you guys can see how this comes up. and this is a demo account, so it's going to show up a little bit differently, but these don't always delete. These little take profits and stop losses don't always delete, and that's the problem, if that's making sense. So for those reasons, I, for the most part, trade exclusively on Trade-Evate. I've done a lot on NinjaTrader, and I know this is not the sexy part of the conversation. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry not to be more pleasing, but I want you guys to have long-term success. So
You're being transparent, Jenny, and
yeah.
I appreciate that. I guess, and I appreciate, I guess the question was, so are you saying Trader 8, TRADIER 8, number 8?
Trade-Evate.
Okay,
Trade-Evate.
can you put that in the chat? Because this is the thing, I don't mind investing in myself to get the optimum return, basically. It's just that I want to know, I didn't know how you all were tying TradingView into the system that Uncle Pete has. So that's really was my question, which you did answer. So yeah, if you can, I don't mind taking recommendations. I just want to be able to move in the right direction in reference to using TradingView platform, but even if it's a third party that you're tied into it. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. So this is, please forgive this. We were playing around with some stuff. It's 45,000. It's a demo account and I can't even like connect it. I think I'd have to open another demo account because they won't let me. It's not taking trades anymore on this demo account, but this is Trade-Evate. So again, this is a horrible example. This is a demo situation, but if you have on your screen, and this is gold right now on the 1 minute time frame, I'm gonna just for giggles go to NQ, okay? And I want to take a look at how this is moving. This moves and fills differently. So it fills your order quicker. Whereas like on other platforms, especially if you're trying to mirror, it doesn't seem like much, but if you're trying to trade minis, it's a couple $100 difference in a fill. And that's a big difference. It's a big difference when you're trying to construct your rules. But the way this moves second by second, tick by tick, and this price action's not obscenely fast, surprisingly, but it does. So watch this number on the side and then watch your number on the side of TradingView. It's just faster. It's the reason I'm over here is faster. And then to finalize that thought, what I'm using to mirror this between the different kinds of accounts is I'm using NinjaTrader and Replicanto. And again, that's a very big learning curve. So it's stuff that we'll go over in the coming weeks. I definitely don't want to bombard you guys too much and just like vomit all this information on you. But there's a reason for all of this madness. And this madness, by the way, costed, gosh, I don't know, 20 or $30,000 to get all of these testing things done. So to test all the different prop firms, to test all the different softwares and the fills, to see how it all works. That's how I landed on the decisions I made. Now, having said that, you guys have also seen Uncle P's videos. It looks easy and it's simple and that's awesome. You can still make money and not know it all. You can still make money and not be perfect. In fact, I'm a shining example of, to be profitable, you don't have to be perfect. And that's kind of awesome. So it's okay that you don't know anything, know everything. Don't get too frustrated with yourself. Give yourself some grace, but definitely not a bad way to be. Not at all. Not at all. So
Yeah, this is I'm used to trading Forex. I got into a little bit utilizing NinjaTrader, but like I said, doing everything with the TradingView platform is awesome. If again, like you said, with the trader, did you put it in the chat already? I was looking.
here, I'll go
Um,
chat Trade-Evate. So
yeah.
Trade-Evate is available through, I might end up getting everyone in the chat. Hold on.
Do you have a referral link? Because I don't
Uh,
mind using it.
no, Trade-Evate there's no referral link. It's I guess it is its own broker. Technically speaking, it is its own broker. So
Thank
Trade-Evate
you.
platform though. So if you already have comfortableness with NinjaTrader, which I kind of feel like is a dinosaur, I don't know why people love it the way it works, but I use it for again a strategic purpose, then you'll be fine. Trade-Evate is a much more streamlined option to NinjaTrader.
Okay. So it's
And
a
it's
little more
web-based.
user friendly. You said it's a
Yeah.
little more user friendly.
Oh
If
Lord.
it's trade, I mean, Ninja traders, I'm still trying to grasp that. But
Fair.
so now the pads and stuff that you're using to, and I don't mean to take the whole Zoom up. I'm gonna stop
No,
talking after this. Um, the pairs that you're using, is that you want to give us the pairs that we have to? I see you got a lot of them already on your side, saved on your trading view picks.
so ready? That's a good question here. We're gonna, hopefully my team can chop this up and then just we'll make a little document that says, let's talk about different instruments to trade. Let's talk about different settings on the indicator. Let's talk about different platforms. And we'll chop this up into digestible 3-4 minute pieces. But to answer pairs, I don't get to decide that. The broker, the prop firm, or wherever you're trading at may or may not have all of these, but they all have some of these, okay? They may or may not have all of these, but they all have some of these. So how do you find out which future contracts are available? I would start by going to your broker, make sure you're logged in there on whatever platform you purchased from there, whether it was Trade Project X, etc. But you can also go to TradingView and go to futures. Under futures, you're going to see these minis, okay? They do update. So every quarter, this is the June contract, September, December, that's NQ, right? This is ES, also known as S&P. They do update every quarter, okay? And then, of course, you have the mini contracts. So those are minis, all the minis. These are the micros, which means they're smaller versions. So the mini is already small in comparison to the big daddies. We can't even trade the big daddies without millions and millions of dollars. The minis are mini for a reason because there are people trading more than that, believe it or not. And then the micros, which are smaller. So the ones with an M in front of it, again, they update every quarter, different times, by the way. That's MNQ,
Yeah,
MES.
micros are 1/10 the size of the minis.
There you go, 1/10. Again, they're bigger contracts. You can trade oil. You've got the Russell. You've got metals. There are a couple currency related futures contracts. I don't know a lot about them to be the voice of authority there, but most indices are available. Metals, come on, I think you can do the bond, the US bond, okay, depending on the broker you're using. You can even trade against that. The amount of contracts you have access to are pretty high. Platinum, I know a couple people who are doing really good. These are versions of what we call currencies in Forex, right? So you can trade if your broker or your prop firm allows it. I don't know that they do or not. That's up to you. And again, you have to have the capital. You have to know how much it's worth per point, per tick. Because just like with Forex, these are worth different amounts. So Bitcoin is available on some platforms, not on others. But this is where you're going to find all of that information. Just know that you really need to know. Let me minimize this and minimize this, minimize this. If you're trading the mini version or the micro version, okay? You really need to know that. 100% you need to know, okay? No way around that. No way around that. That's how you're going to figure out. And honestly, that's a good time to insert. I was testing a lot of things for the purpose of testing. I have had the most success when I just stuck with one contract with one. And for the most part, I'm sticking with ES because the market is completely wild right now. YM would have been my go-to for those of you guys who don't know. I've been a US 30 queen for quite a while. But honestly, on these smaller time frames, the YM, not right now because there's so much volume in the market, but at other times, there was a lot of gaps in the price because there just wasn't enough price action on YM. So I wasn't trading YM on the smaller time frame. So I skipped that. There's markets moving 5-10% a day sometimes in this season. Thank you, tariffs and our president and everything. So I'm trading mostly ES on my major funded accounts. And then I have it mirrored using Ninja Trader to have it mirrored into MES. Look at that trade, baby. Beautiful. We're dropping. We are dropping.
Miss Jen, someone was asking in the chat um, about like when I use TradingView when I'm using MT504, I set my trades up on TradingView, then I enter the trade on my MT MetaTrader platform. But this isn't like that. You can actually trade, make your trade, place your trades on this um, trade a bot, right? Trade a
Yeah,
bait.
you can literally place your trades on TradingView. You can literally place your trades on Trade of Eight. You can literally place your trades on NinjaTrader or Project X. All of those are platforms you can actually trade from, like in real time.
No, I was talking about actually on here, like you got your
Yep,
markups on here.
yep,
You by trade of it being um connected to TradingView. It's just as if you are doing everything with Trade of it, right? But
yep,
it's just using visually, you're seeing it through TradingView, if I'm saying that correctly.
yep, yep. So I use TradingView for charting. So like off screen, I have this big monitor next to me that's got the 2 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, just so I can kind of see what those time frames are doing. Actually, I might be turning this higher one up, the smallest one up to the 5 minute just to see. So I can see the big picture. I still want to know the big picture. Okay. I still want to be a serious investor, which means I need to know what's happening in the market across the board, right? And then I use it to mark up charts. Like if this class had been, so this is day one. It's going to be all over the place. Please forgive it. Okay. It won't always be that way, but typically what I would do is I come here at the beginning of class. This is NQ. I typically go to about the 30-minute time frame. I come over here, I press the little eyeball button to take off all indicators. I then scroll up. I go ahead and get my horizontal lines. I want to see yesterday's high. Oops, wrong line. Look at me do the wrong thing. Okay, I'm going to do a horizontal rate. I want yesterday's high. I'm going to make that blue. That is a wild wick we just had to the downside. Okay. Or you can make it blue or green, whatever you want. We need pre-market high, which pre-market has a definition. It's between 4 and 8:30 a.m., depending on who you ask for, and 9:30 a.m. So the highest part on the chart before that was right here. Okay, so we just took out pre-market high. Pre-market high, because this candle is after open, so that is including open. So our highest portion of the chart at that time, 4 a.m., it's going to be here. So that was pre-market high, believe it or not. So we've taken that. We now just retested it. Provided we're closing above it, we have more up room to go. But I'm going to keep going. Pre-market low. I want to know what that is. And then, of course, Monday's low. So Monday's low, which is anything between 9:30 and 4:30, depending on who you ask. That is the definition, whether you like it or not. Now I know when I turn this on, okay? So even if I do nothing else, okay, I do want to see what the bigger trend is doing. In this case, let me turn this back off. We have a trend line, right? We have this big trend line kind of coming up. That really interesting price action because we look like we want to come down and grab some of this liquidity, but we also know politically we need to, sorry, we're all over the place today, but that's okay. We know the market's very indecisive in terms of direction right now. The first hour of the day, let's let this pull back up. We're really all over the place. Green to red, maybe a little more green, okay? Slightly more green in the market. We also know that I've been lately checking the news because of all the stuff happening with Trump. It's just, you kind of need that information. And lately I've been checking the fear index because again, you kind of need that information in today's market. Sorry, this is so laggy. Didn't plan on that to be laggy. Let's go, let's go. Come on. Come on, come on. And then I'll go back to TradingView. But I check all of these things to see what the market is doing overall because I want to be right. I want to be right and I want to be done. I don't want to be one of those persons selling my money to every prop firm and or selling my time. Like people are becoming obsessed. They're constantly on another session and another stream and another whatever. Our fear index is getting down. A lot more selling pressure coming into the market, that's for sure. But I want to see this, right? I want to see what market is doing. That means if we started to edge up, I would have known we're taking out pre-market highs and we came and retested that trend line. So provided we break above it, I'm coming to yesterday's high. If not, I'm looking to sell, right? We'll see. If we close back above it, I'm looking to buy. And I know where my targets are. But let's turn our indicator back on and we'll answer questions about the indicator here shortly. Let's zoom this in. We're on the 15-minute. As of right now, the 15-minute hasn't given us any clear signals. Hence the reason your girl is down here on the smaller time frame. On the smaller time frame, I could get lost telling you all the ways I would take this, but first trade, I'm trailing literally tick by tick by tick by tick. I get out if I'm manual. This trade does not close below. By the time I get back to that 50%, I'm buying it again, right? As we come back down, pull, we break down, I can sell it back down. That's 3 trades, 2-minute chart, 1 pair, right? 1 pair. I didn't have to overanalyze. I didn't have to know a bunch of stuff. And now that we're retested the pre-market high and we're staying below it, oof, I like. We've got 5 minutes left on that 15-minute candle. I would be knowing what I'm doing, right? I totally forgot what question you asked, but that kind of hopefully answers. That's what I'm doing though. I use this to mark up. I place my trade, looking my mouse over here on Tradeovate because it's going to execute the quickest. And then I have that mirroring to Ninja Trader, which makes it to where I can take one bigger mini on my bigger account. And then everything else gets mirrored as micros. So I'm not over risking. I'm not making a whole crap ton of money, but I'm also not blowing the accounts anymore either. And that's the key. 100% the key. So,
Well,
100%.
Jenny, there's no way you can interconnect those accounts like Uncle Pete does with a trade copier.
Yes. I see. You mean like for you guys?
No, for you. I'm talking about, is that how you, or you just individually enter the trade on Ninja Trader, Trader 8, Trader 8, and the other platform you mentioned? You do them manually yourself?
Yeah. So ready? I will take my trade on one Tradeovate account. I take it on an ES typically, and then it mirrors using the Replicanto system on NinjaTrader into all my other Tradeovate accounts from Apex and Take Profit Trader, right? I've tried a few others, but I think those are the ones I'm mostly going to stick with for Tradeovate. And you guys are gonna learn today, okay? I'm gonna F around and find out, but go try the other ones. And I think at the end of the day, give it a few months, you'll probably end up probably right around there too. But I do it that way. And then because those are 50K accounts and the drawdown rules are odd, I want to lock my profit quick because I don't want a lot of drawdown and I don't want to be over risking. So I'm using only micros. On my bigger account, I'm using an ES or like today I use GC mostly just because that's a bigger account, right? That's a new funded account. But not a bad way to be. So you can do that. You can, and Replicanto does have that service to where you can copy it between everything. You just can't copy between Tradeovate and Project X.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Okay, back to the chat. There was a female who had a question. Come on out. Who's got their hand raised? You're so kind. Let's talk to you. Who's got the hand raised? Luis, come on out.
Yes, thank you very much. My question is, I came in here through Futrix,
Okay.
and the thing is that now that I have been approved, and I can see through your trading view link.
Mm-hmm.
So if I open my own trading view,
Mm-hmm.
I can see the indicators until April 14. For today, I couldn't see the indicators. So what do I have to do for me to be able to see them for today, not only in the past days?
Oh, wait a minute. You don't have any historical view? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Like, so you can't see.
I can see the past, but I could not see the opening today. There were no indicators. I could see the past days. Yes, I could see all the indicators for all the New York openings, but not for today.
Okay, so this is a good time for anybody who has questions about the strategy. Let me back up to say I recorded a video last night for the original indicator. So what you're getting ready to see here is the settings are going to be a little different, okay? Because I haven't released this yet, it still needs some updates. So plan on that. But I recorded that video because I want you guys.
I saw it yesterday at 10 p.m. my time.
Yeah. So I recorded that video so you guys know how to use this in all the different settings. If you're not seeing it and you have access, it's like once the Futrix team approves you for the access, what you're going to end up having is something along the lines of you probably have to log out of TradingView. I believe they're sending out a confirmation email saying, hey, you're approved. If you favorited it and followed the instructions, you now just go up here, go to your favorites, and you'll see it. You'll add it to your chart. Once you add it to your chart, you're going to save a template, okay? So you can see I've got tons of templates on here. that I get to choose from. This right here is my test one over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded. I got all kinds of stuff on this one, multi-time frame. I've got that over to the right. But this one we're using this morning. And what we use in most of our classes is just the 6FT breakout strategy. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I save the template. But when we come into here, let's go save some settings. So I'm going to, again, just forewarning, this is going to look a little different than the one you guys have. So inputs, the amount of time you have the lines across the screen, that's what this is going to do. So if I put it at 10, just give it a sec, makes it really small. If I put it at 40, makes it really large. If I want to risk this contract size, which again was the hardest, I messed up on features mostly because I didn't understand the money. So I need to know the contract size, right? I need to know if I'm trying to risk whatever amount. Let's say I want to risk $1,000 and I'm going to use approximately 50% of that range. Okay. And I'll tell you what I would do there. So $1,000, I might not even have one contract, but we'll see. Just one. I know I can technically, if I'm going to use 50% of the range, I can technically use two contracts. If I'm going to use the whole range, I can use one contract, right? That helps me. It tells me how many ticks this range is. Okay. Reason why you're probably not seeing it is you likely have the wrong time on your chart. So if you come here, you're going to see what time it is for you. Yours might, where do you live? Does yours say -4 or what does it say?
-5.
Okay. So if yours says -5, you need to come here and put this as -5.
Okay.
Did that fix it?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Do you see it now?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I mean, I'm just watching you, paying attention to you.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. I'm like,
perfect.
okay, cool. So that's what you're seeing right here. Let me move this out the way. We've got our book map just booming right now. Cool. So then you get to decide how you want those settings to work. So for example, I like to keep it on chart time frame because that I want to see it on this chart. Now, maybe you want to take a 2-minute breakout based off of a 10-minute range. So you can do that. You can say, hey, I want my time frame to be different than the time frame I'm on. Because right now, this box is always going to paint based off of the time frame you're on if this says chart. If you come in here and say, wait, I want to use the 10-minute breakout, I want to be a little bit outside of what other people are doing, and I want a little bit of a quicker entry, I'm going to come to the 2-minute and take the 10-minute. You can do that with this method, okay? So you get to decide, hey, I want the 15-minute range and I want to be on the 2-minute, okay? You can do that. 100% you can do that. So I keep it, typically speaking, on the chart time frame. Okay? It's simple for
Okay.
me. That's up to you. So I don't need that on there.
I will not try not to follow around with too many of these things because I think I will follow them as close as they are, no?
Yeah. Well, you guys, the thing I want people to know and the value that I'm looking to bring to 6FTC, to Futrix, to the internet at large, okay, is, and I'm getting a little off on a tangent for a second. I feel like everyone is being sold more on their time, more on their money. Futures is not that hard, trading is not that hard, but we're giving and we're giving and we're giving and we're giving. I don't think this is that difficult. So my hope is this is one box, you guys, one box with a little bit of information. I've got a few cool things coming. You're only going to get access to it through Futrix or 6FTC, and it's going to be amazing. So it's work in progress. Having said that, I want you to say, hey, I have kids and I value getting them breakfast. I don't want to be present at 9:30. Okay, cool. Let's go to another time frame. Let's go to 8 a.m. Let's go to 7 a.m. Let's go to another time frame and trade this as it's meant to be traded. Some days will end in red, so don't over risk, because if you over risk on the days that end in red, you're going to blow your futures accounts 100% of the time. But some days are going to end in green. In theory, those green days are going to be bigger than your red days, right? And go on with your life. I want to show people that you can customize this 100% up to you. So learn what Uncle P is doing, learn what I'm doing, see a little bit of what's working and what's not working. But then at the end of all that, I want you to say, my wife makes an amazing dinner at 6 p.m. and I'm not missing that. So here's how I'm going to function my schedule. Or, hey, I'm trying to get my booty into shape. I don't want to be on the charts at this time. I want to, be done before or after this period. So I want you to build this around you. Okay. 100%. That's why this has so many options. It's complicated. And I don't want to overcomplicate it and scare people, but that's the goal of this, is to make this so individual that you can do it with or without a class, with or without a coach, with you can come hang out in the mentorships just for fun. Like you can come and hang out just for community because trading can be lonely, but then I want you to go on with your life. Like that's what I want to give to people. I want to give the gift of financial freedom and time freedom. Like that's the hope here. So please know that this option is here. The uses are endless, okay? People have a ton of success in London, Sydney. I like some really off the wall sessions myself that will change inevitably. But following the strategy, it doesn't matter if they change because you're going to win, lose, or draw and go on with your day. So that's that.
Okay. I was also in this in your I also paid for 2 months of 2 times for the six FTC for your program for your own website, and I really could never understand anything. So that's why I returned to Uncle P. And the thing is, I never found anywhere where to ask questions on Discord. And I know that, and I have been reading your public chat, and I know that you have this and also this system, but also with 7 more options as for now, up to yesterday. So I mean that's also very interesting. So if I return to 6FTC also, where can I learn the basics, and where can I ask questions?
Can I answer that one, Jenny? Is that okay?
Let's let Break It go. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi. I didn't see his name.
It's
So,
Mhm.
hello. So whenever you join the Discord, make sure that you follow all of the instructions for joining, because if someone doesn't, it doesn't give them access to everything. And we do it intentionally so that people get everything that they need, that will answer a ton of questions ahead of time. So if there's something you can't see, you can DM the admin at 6FTC, and then we can take a look at that. But if someone has followed the rules and they're able to see the public chat, like if you're able to see the chat and all the things that are happening there, then that should mean that you have done all the things on the front end. And you should also be able to see the support area to answer or to ask any questions there. So that should help.
Where's the Discord link at? I didn't know we had a Discord.
All right, let me answer that part. We're going to step on everyone's toes, and then I'm sure Donna will come in. Everyone's going to come in. So come on in, everyone. But guys, 6FTC is Jenny Baker. I collaborate with Futrix, and of course, super easy for those of guys who don't know. So if you guys are in Futrix, you're in a great spot. Stay where you are. You don't need anything else. Honestly, the model is freaking perfect. No chat, no nothing. If you guys are in 6FTC, stay where you are. You guys are in a great spot. You've got the community, you've got the Telegram, you've got a crap ton of tools and first access to quite a few things. So you guys are great right where you are. There are pros and cons to everything, but ultimately, Futrix, 6FTC, we're building something, and we're going to be building this for the long haul. So the amount of releases and things that are coming will change your life if you can stick with it, and it's going to be hard. I'm not the girl who's going to come on there and say, woohoo, what's this? Because it's just simply not true. I am the girl who's going to say, this is harder than you think it is, but it's more possible than you can imagine. Okay. One more time, this is harder than you think it is. So plan for that. But your success is so close if you can stick with that part. So wherever you're out there, there is a free public Discord. You guys can go there. But if it's anything related to Futrix, please make sure you email Futrix or the simplicity@gmail.com email. They will answer any questions 100% of the time. So whoever your payment processor is, okay, if that's who you're going to ask your questions to 100% of the time. So if you're coming through Futrix, come there. If you're coming through 6FTC, go there. The public community is free on Discord. You're more than welcome, but that's not for Futrix support stuff. Make sure you honor Futrix and go there. So that's 100% of what I want to say on that matter. And we'll say it again, and we'll paste it again. We'll paste it again. But ultimately, ideally, a great situation for all parties involved, because Futrix is going to get access to every single thing I build. And the builds I have right now are really, really good. They will change some lives. Classes come and go. Most of the stuff you guys can do on your own. There's tons of free YouTubers you guys can go get lost in endlessly. But the tools and the lessons and the coaching that you're going to have access to through Futrix and 6FTC, that's where the value is at. So, okay. But
Okay, Jenny, I'm not trying to spread myself thin, and I appreciate that.
no,
I was just I was just asking, I thought maybe, excuse me, because you mentioned something about a telegram, and I just want, like you said, I want a few tricks, and you said it's 6 FTC, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm interested in. I just wanted to make sure that maybe I didn't miss anything that I was supposed to have been involved in, but I'm good with this.
Nope, that's perfect. You
Thank
are in
you.
a great place. No, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the indicator and then answer any other questions that I've missed. Not a big trading day. We called the ES. I personally didn't get it, but I was still carrying my other trade, so I won't complain too much. We caught gold. I caught two there. Overall profitable, not as profitable as I wanted, but a couple of questions in the chat. Tradeovate does have demo, Tiffany. However, I'm getting kicked off of my demo as we speak, so I think it's temporary. I think you only get like a really short period of time with it, and then they make you get a live account with them. So, and I can't confirm that's the case yet. I'll update you as I know, but it's a good place to go play. So go to tradeovate.com, go through all their KYC, and then start with the demo. I'm likely going to move some live money there just so I can have a demo account with them. And that's the same thing I had to do with some other brokers as well, as I just put some live money there just so I could learn the skill and practice. But because I didn't know any better, I used Apex for $33 an account. Use code 6FTC, go buy an account, 33 bucks. Don't plan on trying to pass it, just plan on trying to practice. Don't look at the dollars in the P&L. Look at how your daily drawdown thing is affected. Look at how the trade manages. Look at the mistakes you make with pending orders and like learn the process. And then for 33 bucks a month, you can't beat that. You can't even get a Tradeovate account with live data for 33 bucks a month. So you may as well. That's where I sit on it. But um, let's see. The time frame changed, fixed it for me. Okay. Time frame. Guys, all that information is in that video. This indicator is currently only for TradingView. It is coming for MT5 as well. And then of course it has alerts. So you can send these alerts to your phone, to your email. So like Uncle P, he uses a 15-minute time frame. He don't have to sit here for an hour and a half. Like, why would he want to? The truth is, why do we want to sit there for endless amounts of time? Get your alert, especially with the way he's doing it. He's got a perfect system. I think he's using the 3 minute and the 15 because it's a 3 minute candle anyways. You've got to get the alert 3 minutes for that candle to close. That's a lot of time for him to come, decide to take it, do what he's going to do, and then ta-da, it's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Look at some pairs and trade what's easiest for you. Alex said price action is price action and price action is price action. Okay, bit of a tongue twister, but so true. Pick your pair or two. Don't try to be in all the pairs. I think that's great advice. Elijah, no, no. But I do believe Uncle P is going to be separating all that, and I don't know what he's going to do in terms of that. So he's, we'll see. Give him a few weeks. For right now, 6FTC and Futures has 3 days a week with me, and then after that, in a few weeks, we'll see. We'll see what the market holds. So after that, we'll see. In Eastern time, but mine says UTC 4. I thought it was UTC 2. You're gonna have to know this stuff, guys. So I don't know where you live. I don't know what time zone you trade on. I don't know if you travel, but you can look at the bottom of your trading view chart, and that's where you're gonna get this information from.
Is that automatically set or I set it myself for TradingView?
You really need to come in and make sure that this is set properly, because even if we sent it out set for New York, I don't know, like some of you guys are logging in through a VPS, which is going to make this time look different. So you need to come check this for yourself. Futurix or 6FTC can't know that information.
No, I'm talking about TradingView at the bottom of the screen where it says UTF, I mean UTC-4. That does it automatically, or do I go in and set it for New York? Because like I said, I'm on Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so this should in theory be matching up your clock time. This should
All
match
right,
with
that's okay. I'm correct. It's correct then. So I got to change it in my settings on my six
FT.
TF.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
no, you are welcome. My phone while I'm at work. Jesus, yes, you can. You can attend the Zoom classes while you're at work. Come in, chime in with any questions. We'll be really good at comments and all that good stuff. I'm struggling to see where to raise my hand. Sonia, I'll come to you. Kevin's got his hand first, and then I'm coming to you next, Sonia. Kevin, come on out.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
All right, all right. Hey, quick question. I can go back on YouTube and look at how you set your chart up, right?
Yeah, so I will release, maybe I can request that to Uncle P as well to say, hey, make a short video on how he sets his chart up, and I'll make a short video on how I set my chart up. This way they'll both
Okay.
be on the Futrix website, and I'll have it also for 6FTC members as well. So that's too easy. This is just a template. You can decide if you want it light or dark. I'm trying to differentiate my trading platforms from my visual platforms. So I've kind of moved to a little bit lighter in the last year. You want the settings are already, we already have a video on that. So maybe something that he says, hey, I like the whatever moving average. I personally like this ribbon, which is it's really just like between a 19 and a 21.
Mhm.
And if I were to add an EMA, I would be adding the, hold on. The template I trade with the most, and I can't send this. We can actually share templates, but if you guys don't have the right membership with TradingView, you won't be able to access it anyhow because you'll just get some messed up version. So I highly don't recommend we do that, but I would do, stop logging me out. Stop it. It's
Okay. My real question is like the time frame 15, and I know he's trading off the two of the three. So how you put the 15-minute time frame in there? That's my real basic thing. The time frame, the 15, then trading off the lower time frame.
okay. That's a great question. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come, I gotta save this again. Man, there's some big selling pressure coming in. We try to push up and then some big sellers come in and just knock us right back down.
Mm.
This is interesting price action. But here, so we just went over that. In order to change the time frame on the chart, so right now it's reading whatever time frame you're currently on. If you want it to read the 15-minute time frame while you're on other time frames, you would simply come here and set this to a time frame of 15. And then now, even if I'm on, let's say the 5-minute time frame, it's going to be showing me the 15-minute chart. But I would definitely recommend if you're setting that setting to make sure you have it typed there, because if not, somebody like me, my silly butt's going to forget, and then I'm going to think I'm trading a certain time frame when I'm really not. So that feature is going to say here 15, and I do want it to label that a little bit more. We'll have it on the right, small, 15-minute time frame. Bottom right. Let's try that. Let that catch up maybe. But then it'll tell me, hey, this is the 15-minute time frame, even though I'm on the 5-minute time frame at the time. So you can set that right there.
Thank you, thank you. Needed that.
You are welcome. Okay, Miss Sonia first, and then Miss Nancy. To raise my hand, I've done the research, so I'm not being lazy, but I don't understand how to put indicator in my favorites and then to my chart on TradingView. Any help would be helpful. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the team chat. Bear with me. I'm going to click on a link. So copy selected text. Okay. So coming here, I'm going to go to paste and go. Okay. Close out of that. You're going to see something that looks like this that pops up when you click on the link on Futrix or when you click on the link that on 6FTC. Okay. You're going to see something that looks like this. Okay. It's going to show you a couple of examples. TradingView is kind of a pain in the butt. It won't even let me change certain things or even like it. No, it's a work in progress, guys. I'm learning. But if I click anywhere on this screen and just click once, okay, I just clicked once. Now it brings me to this right here. Okay.
And it's days. I find me a cover on it, motherfucker. Put something on top of it.
Hey, Kevin, listen, Linda. Okay. 6FTC, you're going to see something along this line. You'll notice that since I'm the owner, and I'm not managing this, by the way, Futrix is, I can have access to who gets access to it. And that's where people are going to be able to kind of come, the teams of Futrix is going to come in and be able to do this on the daily. For you, once you've clicked on that link, you're going to see that first screen. You click anywhere, just click once. You're going to see a screen that looks like this. And from here, you're going to click right there where it says add to favorites. Okay. Once it's in favorites, okay, I'm going to go to my test account. No, that's not my test account. This is my test account. Let's see, does it say test? It does say test. That's why it was logging me in there. Cool. See, that's my, oh, that's our automation, baby. Hold on. Check that out. This is what we have coming. Check that out. Boom. Ah, sorry. It's a work in progress for sure. So now that I'm here, I'm going to come up to where it says indicators. I'm going to go down to where it says favorites, and then I'm going to see my indicator, the one that you saw on screen, and I'm going to be able to click it. And once I click it one day, I'm just going to click 3 days because it's up here at the top. Okay. Once I just literally click it once with my left-hand mouse, it's going to come up on the screen. Okay. I just clicked it twice. So now I know it's on there probably twice, right? Maybe I want to put my MACD from the JGS on there. Okay. All I have to do is click it and it will come onto my screen. So please forgive that nonsense. I hate when that paints like that. It's very nerve-wracking. I'm going to go ahead and delete this now because that's ugly. And delete that too. Okay. But see, this one I can rename. I don't know why it won't let me. It's because I haven't published it yet. But anyways, so I come in here. I'm going to save this. I have to save in order to move forward. But I'm going to come in here to reload. Bear with it. A little laggy just because we're zooming. Notice this is actually a strategy, so it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to be able to type in all the settings I want. Okay. I can save these as default for this indicator. That's a good way to be, especially if you're going to be making a lot of personalizations. You want to save it. Okay. And then I'm going to hit OK. From here, okay, I'm going to come up into this window. Even if you have the free account, you should be able to save a template. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure auto saved is turned on, and I'm going to save it. Okay. I don't need to because it's already saved. That's why that little button isn't there. But cool. Now I've got it saved. So now no matter what, I'm going to come into here and it's going to work. And that's how you're going to get it. That's to get the indicator. Does that answer your question, Sonia?
Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning. There you are.
Good morning. Yes, I was able to do it alongside you, so I've done that. Fantastic. Thank you for that. It's not letting me save it as a name yet, but I can see that that is kind of easy. So just to save that template, I have got it on auto save, but in the corner mine reads unnamed, and I've clicked it to get the drop down and oh, hang on a minute. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I think I've done that, but I have. Perfect. So I've just saved that template.
Yeah.
What I need to ask you, I'm really sorry if it's basic, but hopefully it might help somebody else as well. So I understand we have this indicator on TradingView, and I understand what you were saying, that you think with your research, TradingView has been a bit laggy over time, which is why Trade08 comes in. But bear in mind, I'm thinking along the further down the line as well, to perhaps incorporate prop firming, a prop firm account. So I saw Uncle P, sort of click under the bottom, the lower part of TradingView, and you can select, let's say, a prop firm for in the future. But how can you also have Trade08, prop firm, and everything linked to TradingView? So I'm kind of asking the question, why are we on TradingView in the first place? And why can't you put this indicator on Trade08, for example? I can't quite get the connection.
Okay. So wait, I think I understand all of your questions. So let me go to Trade08. Trade08 is not a very robust platform. In fact, it's one of its advantages. It's not very robust. So we don't we don't put a lot of stuff on here. Again, this is just a demo account, as you guys can see. Oh, I told you it's kicking me off of the demo now, so it won't even let me do anything. But even their custom builds, like the indicators, they do have some free stuff on here. Honestly, they're very glitchy. My team is going to code for NinjaTrader and for Tradeovate, but honestly, it's the purpose of Tradeovate, let me get my words proper, is the fact that it's not that robust. It's so functional, right? This just functions. We don't need it to have a bunch of bells and whistles. I want to be able to execute my trade, have some management on here. I don't even know if this is going to work. Yeah, I think it's unsubscribed me from everything. So the Tradeovate demo account's not going to be too live, but it allows me to use management, right, in a way that I can't duplicate on TradingView. Number one, it's quicker to execute and quicker to fill. Like if you go watch your price action on TradingView, it's a little bit slower. So I use this to execute, but you can definitely use this to execute. Like there's no law against that. And then to answer that first part of what you were saying, you saw Uncle P log into his prop firm. Absolutely. So if I come down here and I go to trading panel, okay, my links in my link tree, I would definitely encourage you to maybe pick Take Profit Trader, Apex, or Blue Guardian. Okay. Blue Guardian I use for Project X, so a little bit different. But once you have that set up, so you go to Take Profit Trader, sign up with an account with them, they're going to give you Tradeovate login details. In that Tradeovate, you can literally come into here and like I have my Apex. I don't think I have my Tradeovate saved to TradingView, but not my Tradeovate, my Take Profit Trader saved to TradingView. But I can log into my Apex account on my TradingView to where when I take my trades, it's going straight there. But the problem with that is how do you copy trade, right? A lot of us are not running one account. So I know I'm just kind of bombarding you guys today. There's a lot of information in this call, all in very conversation format. But the problem is most of us aren't trading one TradingView account, one Tradeovate account. We're not trading one Apex or one Take Profit. We're trading a couple of accounts, for example. So if I only execute it here on the single account, I don't have a way to mirror it onto multiple accounts, which is the value of what we're doing, right? The value in what we're doing at first, please only start with a couple. But the value in this is how you can compound it. Imagine having, I don't even want to be that preacher or teacher, but 20 Apex accounts, 20 $50,000 Apex accounts means you have how much? That's $1 million in funding, okay? Of that $1 million in funding, let's say you go for $200 a day. I'm probably going to have to get out a calculator because I don't want to do bad math in public, okay? So $200 a day, let's say only 4 days a week because one day you lose, okay? Which means your average per week was technically 150 times 4, okay? That's $600 a week times 20 accounts, okay? That's $12,000 a week. 90% of that, okay? That's $40,000 a month. Now, I'm not going to give you the pipe dream that that's easy. We see people gambly fail at that a lot. But the goal in what we're doing is to build up and not foolishly. So if I only execute here on one single Tradeovate account, unless I have it hooked up through NinjaTrader or Replicanto or a copier from Tradeovate, it's only going to go to one account. So I want to be able to take this trade and have it mirror to multiple accounts, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. Okay, I get the function of Tradeovate now. Perfect. I won't ask any more because it will be information overload for myself anyway.
No, it's okay.
But that's perfect so far. I get where we are now, and thank you for that. That's perfect.
Hey, by the way, you have a beautiful voice. Are you in London?
Yeah, well, close to London, but yeah, definitely in England.
Okay, okay, beautiful. You're just so pretty.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
Okay, we look forward to speaking to you again another
Yes,
day.
absolutely. We'll see you guys tomorrow and then again on Thursday. I'm gonna go back to the chat. Mine last night did something, but I can't figure out how to change it. I'm going to keep going through the questions. Can you provide your info for Apex again when you get the chance? Tiffany, go to apex.com. First off, it's in my link tree. Maybe my team can get that posted real quick, but it's in the link tree. Just click on the link right there. But you can also go to apex.com and then use the code 6FTC. Trying to build an empire. So please, please, please make sure you use code 6FTC. Any one of these brokers you're buying, it gives you the best possible promo. So it gives you like the 50% off or 80% off. but Apex is like $30. Again, you can't even get data for $30, okay? Not and the system and everything else. So one Apex account, it makes sense to go and make a mess. Now, if you're going to be all frustrated about their drawdown rules and their this, that, and another, and you're trying to prove that you're going to make it in a day, you're just going to get mad at them. So skip it and go straight to Take Profit Trader or Blue Guardian. They're a lot more reliable. I think they're very easy on their payout policies. Definitely. But if you're trying to get your feet wet and you don't want to blow $100 over and over again, go get yourself 5 accounts with Apex, make sure they last the whole month, and just start to play. Learn what it means to copy trade, learn how the orders execute, learn the process, and mess it up on those accounts. Because for that price, again, what is 5 accounts? That gives you access to $12,500 worth of drawdown. So it gives you access to 5 times to mess up. It gives you access to $12,500 worth of drawdown. It gives you access to learn the skill. And if you're smart, make it last the month. Okay. You're probably going to make some mistakes, but the entry isn't that big that you're, costing yourself everything. So how do I delete some template? You want me to upgrade? So if I come into here, open a layout. I'm terrified to delete any of these. Some of these are so old. God, bounce
Don't
back.
delete them. Just don't delete them, Jenny.
Yeah,
You can just
Jenny.
tell me that. No,
Yeah.
don't
Okay, I'm like,
delete
I'm
them.
terrified.
Well,
Terrified to
he
Don't
could go
delete them.
to templates too and check his templates as opposed to your layouts.
So this is your layouts. That's how you're going to delete the layouts, and then templates. Miss Barbara, how do I go to that? Look at you, Trading View guru.
See if there where the indicator is, or your indicator icon. Okay, go.
Oh,
Yeah, right
this.
there. Yeah, that's templates.
Wow, check this out. Okay, that's how. So I can open a template too.
So that's you can delete your favorites or you can delete the whole thing. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, okay. I saw when she highlighted it, got delete.
Yeah,
Okay,
one
thank you
one
so
at
much,
a
both
time.
of you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Yeah,
you, too.
I
Thank
got
you.
a
I
question
appreciate
for you too, Jenna.
Yeah, come on out. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not related to this, but so I've been messaging, I guess, Donna, and
Uh-huh.
they had assigned my I guess they assigned the indicator to a different person in TradeView. I
Okay.
sent them the correct name because I sent it the first time, but I guess they misunderstood the email. So I think we had 3 correspondents after that. She said that I was given access, but I still don't have it. So maybe they're giving it to someone else on TradeView. So I was just wondering if you could, get them to touch bases because we've been talking since like 8 o'clock, and
Okay.
I still don't have access. Yeah.
No, okay, well, let me start here. Guys, as with any launch, give some grace, okay? I know some people are really great at execution and like that big push at first, but then you have to get through the next period, right? So I know Donna, I do not envy her position right now, like because she's probably going through it. She's probably got like
Hey, I,
9,722 emails. Hold
I'm
on.
here. Okay.
I'm gonna let you come in, but this is where you get your username. So any spaces, symbols, blah, 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 capitals, lowercase, I'm even sure that matters. I'm not even sure, but make sure you're sending her this exact name as you see it for her to add it. And then if there was a mistake or a typo on her end or your end, gosh, we are so human. We're superhuman, as I like to say. Like, it's okay. They will fix it. I cannot imagine how much she's going to have to go in there and go through. She probably is going to have to wait for after this call, though, like to get to the next set of her tasks. So I don't know what Futrix is going to say in terms of a turnaround time on that. In general, like I shouldn't be allowed to say, but I am going to say probably plan on it taking a few hours just because maybe she's sleeping or maybe she's going with her son or maybe she has a date. Like we don't know. But also because of real life, but up to 24 hours. And I think that's a very fair turnaround time for this kind of business. And I know it's not instant access, but if Futrix wants us locked down in that way, there's just no other way. And as I showed you, where is it here? I can only imagine how hard it is to go through all of those names, okay? All of those names that are going to come out. So this is only Futrix has access to this version. I have not released the updated.
So,
Where
yeah, and I just wanted to say, it was no. I just wanted to make it known because I know you said she was on here. I'm patient, and I've used TraderView before because I trade forex on it. So I gave her the correct name, but I think what I was saying the problem was I had fill
You said
all my information out. And I gave the Rambo as the Futrix login just so they can pinpoint who I am. And that, I'm just saying that's what a mix-up was. I was just
oh.
informing you guys. You can take next week. It don't matter to me. I was just trying to, since I had you guys, I just wanted to pinpoint
Oh
what
no.
I think the
Yeah,
issue was.
no, 100%. We get it. Thank you so much for being so kind and loving. She is listening. What is your trading view name? And she can
I,
go in there as soon as this call is over and make
I,
sure it's good.
well, I just to let you know, I did change it. I sent you an email saying that it was revised, so you should be good to go.
So maybe log out, log back in, okay? And that's probably one of the I can already tell you where people are going to mess up on TradingView. They're going to say, "Hey, it didn't work." But A, they probably didn't favorite it. B, they didn't log out and log back in. C, the favorite didn't take. So the easiest way is going to make sure you favorite it, log out, log back in, wait for her to confirm. And then when you log back in again, you should be able to see it in your favorites there. Obviously, there's going to be, other aspects that kind of come into this, but you'll be able to see it there. In theory, always in theory. Type in 650.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. This is going to be awesome too. Which you guys get that, but it's nowhere near ready. Too hard. This is so hard. Very, very hard. Okay, they have different charts, wealth charts. I have no intention of learning wealth charts right now. Tiffany, I feel like just my backstory, I got really lucky. I've been in business for myself since I was very young. I am a single mom, so I have yet to become a billionaire, still on my to-do list. Of real life things, real life calamities and stuff that kind of goes into it. But overall, we've been very fortunate and able to kind of do some great things. Having said that, in the last year, we have learned, I don't know, a dozen platforms, and that's a lot. Like when your brain's not 20, and even then, it's a lot. So Wealth Church, I hear actually some really good things about. It might be on my to-do list in a few years, but for today, Tradeovate, Ninja Trader, it serves the needs I need. Rhythmic, data delays, I think is probably the reason why I'd stay away from Rhythmic a little bit. I have learned Rhythmic and wasn't too impressed. In comparison, it looks newer, but it doesn't function newer than Ninja Trader. So I'm just kind of going through the chat a little bit. And I'm waiting for this ES to maybe sell off. This is the 5 minute. Let's go back to our template. This is this strategy automated, you guys. So imagine if you picked your times a day, and remember, you have to set this properly. And we've got a few people in 6FTC who are doing this. Low and slow, low and slow. I'll say one more time, low and slow. But you can build this out to where it will trade on the individual account that you have. You'll have to have other third-party services to link it properly. But you'll be able to build this out. And this is high. You're not going to reach this without using a lot of money. Hold on, I'm going to mute you, Sonia. You're going to reach a lot less than that. But even if you fail at that by 80% and you made $2,000 mirrored to a couple of different accounts and you only withdrew half of it and you didn't break any rules and you have a hard stop loss, like it's kind of exciting. I'm so excited. I'm stupid excited about it, but give it some time there. Let's see if ES breaks down. Let's see what they get. 15-minute range just isn't going anywhere today. It's just not still going anywhere. I'd like to see if we can get below. We've got 6 minutes left on this candle. Last candle had a nice spring to the downside, though. Lots of springs up, down, we're all around. We're going to have to wait and see. Still a lot of bullish momentum, but it's just, we've technically flattened out overnight. So take up all the indicators. We're pretty flat, guys. We are very flat. We popped up, popped down, popped up, and that's it. We really haven't went anywhere all week. Not this week. Not yet, anyways. So we'll see. But okay, we answered a lot of questions. We missed a couple of good trades, but we took a couple of good trades. I missed my ES. I wasn't prepared at the beginning. Does anybody have any other question in terms of settings, expectations, access, tools? 5-minute chart, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not a good typist, so I apologize to keep unmuting myself. But you mentioned about data. I've got data with Ninja Trader, but again, I still don't understand how all this ties in. You said something about $6. Would I pay that through if I did the the what you call it, the people Trader 8, would I get the data through them or someone else?
Ninja Trader offers it for free on their sim account. They use Coinbase, is where they get their data from. So Ninja Trader, and then I link Ninja Trader in through Trade of 8 and Rhythmic data. So for
Right.
example, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got rhythmic, and like I said, all that stuff with trading view is still very new to me. I was dealing with this guy that was helping me with it at one point, and I was just buying stuff at his suggestion. But I'm paying $12 a month for trading view data. They have free data.
If you have an account. So back to the market data, real-time data, this does have a cost, okay? If you want to subscribe to any of these, I don't subscribe to that, so I don't know a lot, to be honest. Does anybody subscribe to this? And that could maybe speak, because by all means, come on out. This right here is the futures market indices. I don't even see one that says futures
Yeah,
for. Oh, here we go. This one,
correct.
CME. Okay. But if you have an AMP account, you guys already have CME data. So for example, I have an AMP account. If you have, and
You
again,
saying an AMP, AMP, AMP? What is that?
AMP is a live money broker.
Oh, okay.
AMP is a live money broker.
I got a lot to learn about this future stuff, man. I don't understand.
Oh no,
But
I
I'm
get
willing
it.
to learn.
Okay, well, I'm the patient one, so I got this. Okay, this part I
Yes,
got.
you are. Yes, you are, Jenny, because I've been talking too much. So you're very patient.
No, I got it. Like I'm super blessed. We've got so many things that can happen with this industry, but it's going to be hard. It's not going to be as fun as YouTube makes it, but it's possible, and that's what I want people to know. Back to the CME data, guys. One of the reasons why I started playing with prop firms ever to begin with was because futures had such a high watermark to get in, a high entry mark, and I didn't know anything. Okay. So buying a futures account, again, Apex is like $33. Use code 6FTC. You don't even have to pay the activation fee, just keep doing it in there for a little while. For $33, you're gonna get access to the data that you need. Top Step, people are like, well, why don't you like Top Step as much anymore? Top Step, I've got payouts with them. I like them enough. I just haven't been working with them as much because by the time you do the math, $50 plus 149 plus their data, that makes it a $230, $50,000 account. And for that, and their payouts are different. So now they have consistency rules on the back end and they keep changing rules and their 5 withdrawal policy. Like it's not worth it. I don't want to spend, especially if I want more than one account, I don't want to spend that much, right? So Apex, really good trial error kind of broker. You're gonna get the data you need.
That pay out good too, because I heard some bad things about the prop firms not paying out all of, I mean, not all of them, some of them.
I'm kind of
The
mad at
bad.
Apex, like to be honest. So notice how I'm not pitching Apex as like the one to go get a bunch of money from. I do want to one day. I'm not gonna fib. I think Apex's rules are really hard with the trailing drawdown. I think when you do really good, they ask for videos. So for payouts and the serious trader, go to Take Profit Trader. They will treat you so good. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. I'm in love. Like I literally want to reach out to the CEO. Honest to God, I'm in love. I would love.
Take profit. Can you put that in the group chat too, please?
Yes. So Take Profit
Take profit.
Trader. The link is in the link tree. Okay. So Take Profit Trader. Use code 6FTC. But their payouts are amazing. But their account is like $100, okay? And no activation fee right now. So it's still cheaper than other places, to be honest. It's way cheaper than, what is it, Top Step? It's way cheaper than Top Step by far because there's no activation fee. It's my favorite. But honestly, since I know most of you are going to go blow up the first few accounts you have, I want to save you money. So go play on Apex. Go learn how to fail on Apex where it's really, really cheap to do it. If I already know, and I'm not being mean, I'm being honest, most of you guys are going to get an account. You're probably going to make a big mistake or 5. Go do that on a $33 account, which comes with the data, it comes with the broker, it comes with everything you need, and practice there for a little while. And honestly, their trailing drawdown rule, it sucks in a lot of ways, but it also teaches you to, let's go back to the chart. It teaches you, I took this trade, I need to protect it. I need to protect it. I'm out. I saw this sweep on liquidity. I took this trade. I want to protect it. I want to protect it. I'm out. It teaches you, I, I think the benefit is it teaches you to respect your money a little bit more. Okay. Because when I just plop on a trade and I'm like 20 grand, 50 grand, blah, 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 it's not realistic, right? And on the funded accounts, it doesn't work either. Like, trust me, F around and find out. I'll see you in 6 months. Okay. It doesn't work. I think the benefit of Apex is it teaches you this is a 5 minute chart. I really want to see what we're doing. We're respecting that 50% line. But let me go to something that's not right now. Okay, this is yesterday morning. It teaches you, fine, we retested. I want to take that retest. I protected. I want to take that. I protected. We got the JGX signal. I bought. I got the JGX signal. I sold. It teaches me I can take this trade. I'm going to protect, 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 and I'm out. Protect, 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 and I'm out. Sometimes I only got like this baby portion of this move, but it's realistic. I think that is a benefit, and it's teaching you how to use Trade-Evade, and it's giving you the data for free. I just know that for 33 bucks, I can't do that anywhere else. So for me, if you're going to be practicing, and most of you guys are very green, go make mistakes on Apex, and then in 2 or 3 months buy your, now if you already have some skills in futures, if you already have some skills with TradingView or Trade-Evade or Ninja, go straight to Take Profit Trader or Blue Guardian. Honestly, I think they're really great brokers, great prop firms. I've gotten payouts with both, and I like them as a company. But if you're brand new and you're green and you're planning on sticking with this long term, you know that you're going to stick with it when you blow up, not if you blow up, but when you blow up. Go play on Apex because it's a cheap training ground. It's cheaper than a master's degree, and it'll pay you way better than one. Way, way better.
These are all prop firms you're referring to, correct?
Yeah, except for AMP. AMP is live money. So here, I'll go here. Let me go to share. Let me go here. Where's it at? Here we go. Share.
Well, the main question is, do all of them, all these prop firms you mentioned, they all accept, I assume, U.S. citizens, because that's always been an issue now.
They do, except for, I'm not going to fib, Blue Guardian is really hard. You have to call your bank. That's the only downside is Blue Guardian. It's hard to get your payment because your bank is going to deny it since it's based out of Dubai. At least that happens to me and everybody else I know. They deny your payment because they're
Yeah,
the
if you want to call your bank in advance before you
yeah.
even apply for it to put them on point
Yeah.
in most cases.
But here, I've got another question in the chat. I'll answer that one in just a second. But here, prop firms, Take Profit Trader, Blue Guardian, and Apex. Linktree is in the hold on. Let me see if I can't pull up this at the same time. I may as well. Maybe, baby. This is not it either. Go me. Killing it today, guys. Does have my ATM settings on there. But these three, those are the three that I'm recommending. Those are the three I can prove payout from. I've also got payouts from Top Step, but I'm not in love with some of the practices at this point. I think the cost is too high for the beginner trader. If you already know you can trade, by all means, go over there. If not, I would stay away because for 250 or for 200 or 230 or whatever with the data, it's not worth it. You can do more with less, at least if you're starting. So those are the three. Take profit. Go ahead.
Jenny, I was going to ask you too, are you going to in the future look into Tradeify?
I did, but we and I talked about their instant funding account. Their instant and the CEO of Take Profit Trader talked about this too. So even if you bought their instant funded account, like you're still like 10 or 20 days from a payout, which is still way longer than Take Profit Trader. Okay. Because of their consistency rules. Like, so I'm not against it, but I used Apex because they're a cheap place to go test all this stuff. I think the payout rules are very hard, as you know, like very frustratingly hard because you do good and you're like, what the heck? But that's again, I take ownership. I'm not going to blame them, except for their video request policy. That's stupid. They don't request a video when you do bad. They request a video when you do good, though. So I'm not in love with Apex long term. I do have a big goal. I want to do the 20 account, make a big wave kind of thing. That is a goal. It is very hard. If it was that easy, everyone would do it. Please know that. I recommend them because it's cheap. Take Profit Trader, easiest payout I've ever had. Blue Guardian, easiest payout process I've ever had. Top Step, not a bad payout process. But for 250, I think you can do better on the other two firms, honestly, because Blue Guardian is cheaper and their payout policies are better, and they don't force you into live in the same way. Like they're not gonna restrict how many withdrawals. They don't do the same level of restriction that really handcuffs you in all the dumb ways. So Tradeify, they're still really new. I don't know.
One of the
I'm
other things that I've seen from the people who've done reviews on it is that they also have probably the best integrated, I guess, journaling and trade, I guess, journaling system. Very comparable to even the TradeZilla that a lot of us would use. So they that's been a plus for them. I think the payout process, the majority has pretty been consistent. They said that once you do get the payouts, because that consistency rule is a real thing. You're correct, 100% on that. That's a little bit more difficult, but if you can manage that and stay with the consistency, especially like for what you're preaching, we get into 200 a day and all that, that should all line up and be in alignment by the time you do reach that payout. And then you're instantly live. There's no other transition. Of course, you get your payout once you've met all the metrics that they've had.
Yeah, like I'll probably maybe come back to them in a few months or something. But again, for the purpose of all the new people listening, one of the reasons I haven't been talking a lot about them is because look at the cost barrier. The cost is higher. And since let's all be honest here, most of us, even if you're a pretty good trader, are probably going to blow your first couple of accounts. Blow one that costed you $30 and not one that costed 200. Blow one that costs very small amount, and that's kind of another thing. The consistency rule thing is also a big deal. So with Take Profit Trader, you don't have that as much. I mean, a little one on the front end, I think it's 50% on the front end, and then none on the back end. So the idea is once you're funded, some days you're going to be up maybe 500, or I'm up 1,300 in one account, 492 in the other account, and 952 in the other account. They're different size accounts, granted. But it's okay that I have $1,000 day here and a negative $300 day here. That doesn't seem like that hard of a rule, okay? But it is, and here I'm gonna get, that's the information you guys needed. Let me go stop share. Let me go back to our chart. It kind of is like, and I'll talk about it. I'll own my own BSery, okay? We'll even use Uncle P for example, and in a good way. Here's the truth. Let's just pretend like, let's go to a bigger time frame. Let's say you're a very great trader, like, or a pretty good trader, above average trader. You know, you're averaging 60% win rates, okay? Which is above average, by the way. The problem is if on this day, I don't even have a good visual, that's not going to work. If on this day I won really big, especially in recent market conditions, this day is going to make it to where I can never again withdraw from that account. It's dead. So even if this account was up 50 grand, for example, the reality is because of those consistency rules, it's going to take me like 30 days with perfection, and I'm literally pretty close to not be able to withdraw on that account. That's the problem that I have with the consistency rule being so high, like 20%, is one good day screws up everything. Okay. Notice how I didn't say one bad day. I said one good day of trading screws up your forever chance of making any money on that account. That sucks. Now, if you take somebody's traditional trading record, which is probably today you made a couple hundred, tomorrow you had, break even or negative. Today you made a couple hundred. Today you made 1,000. Today this wick was misplaced and you got knocked out, so you lost 500. That's what most people's real life trading journals look like. And Jonathan, you've been with me long enough. We've talked about this a lot over the years. Like, go look at all the best recorded history of all time. You'll see that their monthly P&Ls are up 2, down 2, +1, minus this. That is real life trading. So that consistency rule on the daily, the way it is, means it makes it, and when it's 20%, that's redonkulous. It's nearly, it's obviously not impossible. People are getting payouts. I get it. You're going to hit a few week period where you happen to be perfect enough to get payouts. But in general, do the math. If you have a $500 plus day, a $200 negative day, whatever, the way that's going to average out is it's almost impossible to get that payout because of one day where you happen to make five, I'm not even going to say 20 grand, you made 5K, and the other days are plus or minus 2 or 300, then you need this 3-week perfection track record just to finally get your one payout. And that system to me, I think, is just a little bit messed up. Even a 50%, consistency rule, I think is okay, fine. You can't have your one day banger, outdo 10 days. I get it. but 20 and 30% is Apex, but 20% on some of those accounts, it's hard because if you ever close
Sounds
in
like
red,
a monopoly to me.
I'm
Sounds
sorry.
like a monopoly. It's like I said, it sounds like a monopoly to me. It's like they're, like you said, they out just to make money off of people not passing their prop firms.
Meta quotes, hold on, I forget what this says at Auto Trader. Remember, the prop firms are making a crap ton of money, okay? And the rules, I do believe some of them have some really good, they do want to make a difference. Products, I'm just gonna look at this with you guys for a second.
While you're looking that up, what about Uncle Pete's if we use I'm a average trader. I won't say average, but below average. But what if we used Uncle Pete's copy trader? Like I think you mentioned about to be able to pass the prop firm, but we still have to maintain a certain type of trading pattern in order to keep the monies. Is that not correct?
Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with this. That copycat and everything along those lines are completely different, like very, very different situation there. So I don't want to, I know that Uncle P's intention with this is to keep this as simple as possible. And again, I super support that. Just classes and then access to some really cool scripts through 6FTC. Like that is what Futrix has. The whole passing thing and the whole like that process is a big liability. It's also a big problem because if you messed up on a connection piece, it's a lot of blame and shame and it's a pain in the butt. So I apologize if I'm out of turn, but I'm 99% sure that that is not the intention. So not at all. We don't want to do that. We don't want to
Now,
be
I
with.
understand. I was just asking because some people want a quick fix, but I think it might backfire on you if you're not if you don't know what the rules are. That's what I'm saying basically.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I can pass your prop from today, especially if it's Apex, man. I got you. 100%. I got you. 100%. Like, so here, this is a really good performing one. Okay. And obviously this paints the best picture, but just look at this right here. 0.36%, 1.614. And this is on the monthly, guys, not on the daily. Minus 26. This is a real track record. Okay. 4, 6, 3, 1, 6, 6, 4. Some of these are averaging out, but then you have the outliers too, that you had to survive weird market conditions. And this amazing track record that says this is a profitable system would fail at that 20% consistency rule. This would fail at the 30% consistency rule. It might get by on the 50%. But that's one of the reasons why I'm looking more into the things that are longevity sustainable. I don't want to, I can go make money. Obviously, it takes money to make money, but most of us who can trade can go make some money on their live account. Most of us who can trade can go pass a prop firm. Most of us who can trade can go get a payout. But if I'm going to stick at this long term, to answer your question in terms of Tradeify, this is why. Take the best systems in the world, go here, go to QQQ, the best performing assets in the world, and this isn't good enough, like to pass, like, or to get a payout. Because imagine having this month right here, this December month, okay, you survived, you kept the count alive after this bad month, right? And now, because of this moment, you can't withdraw pretty much this month and this month. Yeah, you can never withdraw from this account. Never. That's 4 years. So based off of this track record and their consistency rule on Tradeify, you could pretty much never withdraw. You would have made so much money here, lost it here. These wouldn't average out enough. It would probably take you another whole nother row of results to be able to get a withdrawal. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very set on kind of where I want to be right now. I will revisit them. I bought their straight to funding. And then when I did the math, I was like, it's going to take that long. And then the consistency rule, I'm trying to set up the Tradeovate. This kicked me out of my demo. The Tradeovate risk parameters, risk settings, but it's not as effective as you want it to be. So this system isn't as effective as I want it to be for all of the different things, but I can set this up, which will help on those accounts, and this up, the daily profit trigger, to where I'm not allowed to make more or less and just keep it very flat. but it's hard. I think it's a hard system, but we'll see. Time will tell.
And you
Time.
mentioned something earlier, which I think was a very good suggestion when it comes to using your own money, just allowing it to compound. And in that process, you're learning
Yes,
how to duplicate it without trying to get, like I said, a quick, all of us, including myself, would like a quick fix, but sometimes that quick fix has consequences to it.
absolutely. So here, I'm going to stop share. I'm going to pull up one more thing. It looks like we might be looking for that to drop down, but we'll see. I like it for the drop on ES, but I'm going to pull up something else for you guys real quick and then we'll jump off. Any other questions, put them in the chat. This has really turned into just that informal hangout, which is awesome too. Let me pull this up for you in terms of that whole live money thing. And then we will see. Oh, that's going to take forever. Huh. Doesn't want to open. There we go. It's opening. I like MES for that sell down. Let's go to this, pull this open, continue, share. This, I don't get the credit of making. I just have amazing people that we work with. I love shining a light on the community because everything that we are is because of the community, 100%, 100%. But last thing I want to take a look at is this right here. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit. This was built by Scott. He's the resident genius. Developer, MT5 developer, owner of cooltradingtools.com, has a very awesome manager if you're still on MT4 or MT5 that is second to none. And this cool tool that will tell you everything you need to know in terms of like ticks, points, pips, moves. It's called the Swiss Army Knife. Really worth checking out. That's on cooltradingtools.com. But
Can we
he built,
zoom in on it or no?
I'm
That
sorry,
because it's kind of, can you zoom in on it? It's kind of small.
I will zoom in
Or
for us.
zoom out. Oh,
Hold on.
yes, yes.
No, wait, I'm about to make us all blind with that level of zoom. Let's see if that is a little bit better. Okay. Is that a little bit better? We can kind of see.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, ES is still pushing up. I got it up on screen, but those wicks are too big. So we're gonna, no direction yet, but I'm gonna keep my eye on it. So take a look. This is something I've got 2 copies of it printed on my desk. Okay. Um, Notice it's $1,000. I would definitely say a little bit more. Okay. This is what I did before the market went to wherever it went in the last few weeks because it's been wild. $1,000 would not work 3 weeks ago and you were really good, it would work on MYM. Okay, MYM only though, because it's cheaper. $2,000 of your own capital. So if you're gonna go buy 20 billion prop accounts, okay, you may as well try your own money. So every time you buy a prop or every time you do that, I recommend feverishly, please put a little bit of money into your own little savings account or USDC that makes 4 or 5% until you have enough for your own account. Because ultimately you have 100% control over this money and there's no video requests, there's no denial of payouts. There's only, do you have enough margin? Did you trade appropriately? And when do you want your money? Okay, that's all there is. There's no consistency rules. You can have a $50,000 day or a $1,000 loss. It's totally fine. So with that in mind, let's take a look. $2,000, 5% risk per trade. To give you an idea, that's risking about $100 on it. That's very high, but you kind of need to risk high on futures, to be honest, because you can't trade that small. But 5% gives you 20 losing trades, right? Most of us are not going to lose 20 losing trades. Remember, if you're averaging 65% accuracy, you're above the curve. You don't need to hit 80 or 90. I know it feels good. Futures has taught me how to lose more effectively because I didn't know how to lose. I knew how to pick really good trades and hold them and manage them and then double down into them. But I didn't know how to have a smaller losing ratio and still be profitable. So 65%, 2.5 to 1. That's what these numbers are telling you. To give you an idea, after 72 trades, so figure that's what, a couple weeks, depending on how many trades you take a day. That's $140,000. Tell me that payout would not make you pretty happy. Anybody? $140,000. What if you failed at this by 50% and you only made 70,000? Okay. If you failed
I'd
at
be a
this,
happy camper.
no, okay.
I'd be a happy camper.
what this simulation does is it auto calculates where your stop, where your losses and your profits fall, because you never know. I know we try to make it look cool on YouTube, but you never know when you're going to have this string of losses. And those are big losses, by the way. Okay. Or when you're going to have a big stream of losers in between a big stream of winners. You just need to know that your strategy can get you in and around that amount. So what this spreadsheet does is it randomly places your wins and losses. So let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and recalculate this. You keep focused on that box right there. And every time I hit F9, it's recalculating where the losses fall, right? So the losses fell here, only giving you about a 61% accuracy. You still made 70,000. But other times, if I just keep calculating, you've got 84,000, 70,000, as low as 30,000, as high as 233,000, okay? Because you don't know which trades in a basket of 72 are going to be the winners and the losers. If all of your losers fall on the back end, those are bigger losses, right? And maybe it was still 65% accuracy. If all of your losers fall on the front end and you're smart enough not to quit the strategy and, I'll find a new way to do things, the rest of your trades are amazing, right? That's the whole purpose here. So this is what's possible, not only with your live money. I think it's way easier with your live money, but you can do this in a prop firm as well. 5% on a $2,500 drawdown is a $125 risk, I'm pretty sure. So risking $125 per trade, and that's it. 65% accuracy, which is doable, right? It's not perfect. I'm not pitching you 100% accuracy. I'm not going to fib. 2.5 to 1 is a little harder to obtain and get consistently. But let's lower these numbers a little bit. Let's say you're only averaging a 2 to 1. Okay. And you still walk away with 20 or 30,000 from 2,000. Let's see. I'm going to keep recalculating it. Oops, I'm not clicked in the right spot. So that gives us 65,000. Okay. So you withdrew 70% of it and then you kept going. You got 30,000, 50,000, 211,000, 30,000. You guys get the idea? Okay. 20,000. That's what you can do with live money. Okay. And or with your prop firm. Only averaging.
That's, of course, only calculated over 60 trades for each time you refresh it. So as your capital grows, those numbers get even more uh, astronomical to the upside.
Yes, 100%. And this is where I'll end it. I'll answer all the chats and stuff here in just a second, but I'm going to end this on this. This is exciting. It's also addicting. Remember, YouTube and every company in the world is trying to sell you. They're trying to take your money and your time. Don't let them. Okay. Me or anybody else. Okay. You don't need much to get good at futures. So pick your mentor. It can be me and Futrix and Uncle P and 6FTC. It can be, maybe that's not your cup of tea. That's okay. But pick your one little group that you say, hey, I'm going to stick with this group. This is going to be my ride or die. Pick your one or two strategies most. Okay. You don't need a bunch. Pick your trade sessions. You don't need to be at the charts for Sydney and Asian and London and New York Open and New York afternoon and pre-market and post-market. You don't need to be there. In fact, that's a great recipe to fail. So pick your couple of times or your one time a day that you're going to be allowed to trade and then shut the computer. And if you don't have the self-discipline to do that, buy an app. They're like $30 that will, stop you from logging back in. But I promise you, the hardest part of this industry is not the trading part. It's everything else. Okay. It's everything else. It's not the trading part. There's always another stream. There's always another trade. There's always another idea. There's always another strategy. There's always another system. There's always another next shiny syndrome. So don't fall for that. And last but not least, decide how many trades you're willing to take in a day and then don't go over it. That means win, lose, or draw, you're only allowed to take 1 to 3 trades a day, even if you're in the red. Okay. Even if you're in the red, only that, and that's it. So this recipe is going to be the recipe you need to get somewhere, really, really good. But going to the chat, going to answer the rest of these questions real quick. Can you answer on Discord if you'd like? I will. New simulation, can we get it? Yes, it's in the Discord. Jenny, if I'm still having problems getting the indicator onto the charts, it says I don't have access from the author. That's a message from, please email Futrix for that. They will get you in, and that's on their website as well. So definitely. Do I use extended trading hours for pre-market or post-market for high and low? I have used that. I don't use it a lot. it's funny how it works. And I've tried some indicators too. Oopsie. Stop share. I have tried some indicators too that, try that again. Share just that. So there you go. It's on there now. That will mark it up for me. I just didn't like, for two reasons. Number one, it forces me to slow down a little bit. And sometimes I think we all need that, but it forces me to look at what market was doing. So I get to see the gap. This time we filled Sunday's gap. We still have a really strong trend line to the upside, right? A really, really strong. We've got this, technically it's valid way down here. We've got this technically already been broken and we're kind of sitting below. Why is it magnetized to me? Like, but it makes me have to look at the big picture to see things that I would not have otherwise saw if I only looked and used one of those indicators that draw up that pre-market and post-market. I do like looking at this because it will show me gaps don't always get filled immediately, but they do get filled, right? This one is still not filled to kind of give us an idea. I would like to see us come up in this range. I don't necessarily think the big term sell-off is done. I do think the economy and the stock market and the news people need a win. So I think having some green days after so much blood in the streets is a little overdue, but we'll see how it plays out. So we will see, we'll see. We will see, we'll see. Back to the chart. If you have your own capital with, which is better to start with, a demo? Tiffany, I would definitely start with a demo. And look, I was the stupid girl when I first started trading in a obviously different industry, but I never had a demo. I literally didn't have demos until 5 years into my trading career when I started to say, hey, wait, this is worth learning in a safer environment. Like, don't risk your own money. I think I don't know how old anybody is on this call, but I think it's a good time in life to start taking what we do have. The whole concept of when you're trusted with the little things, you'll be trusted with much. Like, don't take it for granted. Like, let's take care of it. Let's honor it. So it's really fun. Go put your own 5 grand in there and be like, oh my gosh, my life has changed forever. Until one day, especially in this market. Alex, come on in. I love you. Thank you so much. And your testimonies and your support, sincerely. Thank you. Thank you. The person who needs access, please remember, if you're having struggles or issues, please email the company in which you came in through. They are 100% responsible for that. Give Donna a little bit of time to give you access. Give me a little bit of time to post the updated script in for 6FTC. We're going to be beta-ing it for a little while. Go work out the bugs and probably, I guess, 3 to 4 weeks. We'll see 3 to 4 weeks until the actual release of the strategy itself. It's just not quite ready, and I'm so sad about it. I'm very, very sad about it, but very, very. And I think that's all of the questions. So one more time, this has been almost 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen, but it was so much fun having a lot of people on here, and I'm excited. We'll get our trades in. We'll do the thing, and then if that's all you needed was your trades and like support, you're here for it. If it's background to hold you accountable, we're here for it. If it's excitement and like Uncle P doing the thing, you're here for it, right? And then go on with your day. So go on with your day 100%, and that's it. Tiffany, AMP. AMP is it. AMP. You can also use Tradeovate, which I haven't done. I'm gonna do that next, is put some live money into Tradeovate, which gives you access again to the data, but then you got to pay for it. But AMP is usually where I go. Optimus Prime, Optimus, whatever, I hear good things about. I haven't used them. I have not used them yet. And I think that's all. Which brokers?
You did an awesome job, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Hey, no, thank you. This is going to be fun. So, guys, if you made money today, please go put them in whatever chats you're in or whatever email you have. Go do the things. That is all I've got for today, or I'm going to lose my voice. This girl needs some coffee. I will be live on YouTube tonight. We do calls on Tuesday nights every week because I value time freedom, guys. I want to teach people to make money, but I also don't want to abuse it either because it's time and freedom and financial freedom. So we'll be live tonight.
Time tonight, Jenny, Eastern Standard Time. What time is that?
I will let you know. I guess Noah has a court of honor. So typically I'd be going in around 7 or 8, but Noah's court of honor for Boy Scouts is tonight, which parents have to attend. And I want to. Let me be a good human. So I'm going to be there. I don't know if I'm going to get back on time. Typically it'll be 8 o'clock. So I might be running a little late.
Standard time.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But it'll be live on the YouTube. The YouTube link is in the what is it called? The link tree. This video will be recorded and available on YouTube as well. Here in a couple of hours, it'll be posted. So you guys have it. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Take care. Keep your profits if you made them. And I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Jenny.
Jenny.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Barbara. Oh, by the way, Miss Barbara, before I hop off, one of our team members said every time they hear you pray, it just melts their heart, and then they like get into the moment and they start praying with you. And I was like, that just it felt. I just had to tell you that. So
Well, thank you so much. And I am so honored